Well, welcome inside the broadcast booth here live from the campus of Hartfield Academy here at Community Bank Field for another night of Lamar Raider football as the Raiders back on the road for another week here, this time in Flowood to take on the Hawks of Hartfield Academy. It is the homecoming night celebration for the Hawks as your Lamar Raiders sitting at 6-1 coming in with a 1-0 district record against Hartfield Academy. The Hawks at 1-4, and this is their district opener tonight here in Flowood. And I want to welcome Drew Rosenbaum into the broadcast here tonight. Drew, a beautiful facility here in Flowood. Big night for the Hartfield Hawks. It's their homecoming, and Lamar trying to come in here and play a little bit of spoiler here tonight.
Yes, they are, and it's good to be with you here tonight here in Flowood as Lamar. You know, we got a pretty big challenge ahead of ourselves. As Rob alluded to, Lamar comes into tonight's contest, overall record of 6-1, 1-0 in district play, coming off a very thrilling 34-27 road win last Friday night down at Smith County against Mize, and a game that really showed me something about our Lamar football team, guys. Backs against the wall on the road. Mize had all the momentum in the world late in that ball game, and our senior quarterback showed his senior experience. I mean, our junior quarterback showed his junior rating experience, leading our offense down the field in a 9-play, 75-yard drive to score a touchdown with about 40 seconds left to go in the ball game, with Tyler Brown scoring the winning touchdown. That was a gut check win for our Lamar Raiders, a big road win last week, and that, you know, we come in tonight riding that a 3-game winning streak. But folks, I got to tell you, man, this Hartsfield football team comes in tonight with an overall record of 1-4. But folks, let me tell you, pay no attention to that record at all. This Hartsfield football team has played just about everybody except the University of Alabama this year. The first week of the season, they lost several key players, big players of their football team. Well, folks, I got news for you. They're all back tonight.
Yeah, including one particular guy.
Absolutely. The 5-star wide receiver, 6'2", 200-pound guy by the name of Braylon Womack. This is a young man that committed to Auburn, I believe, during this past offseason. All the recruiting sites have him as a 5-star wide receiver. And, folks, let me tell you something. Rob, you and I, we were on the field watching this young man warm up.
We could spot him a mile away.
A little bit ago. And, folks, we got our hands full with this guy. I mean, we faced some really good wide receivers this year, but I don't think we faced anybody close to the caliber of Mr. Womack. Defensively, I mean, I think we're going to obviously have to put our best corner on him. We're going to have to. One or two things is going to happen. We're going to have some safety help on him, and we got to jam him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Because if we don't and we allow him just a free ride off the line of scrimmage, Lamar defensively has no shot here tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be a big challenge for Coach Whiting in that defensive unit. And, of course, they have a very talented junior quarterback, Ethan Elliott, as well. Pretty deep stable of running backs. And, of course, traditionally over the last several seasons for Hartfield, especially during their last 2 seasons, winning the 6A state championship like they did in convincing fashion. Very physical down in the trenches as well. And Coach Jacob Land didn't cut through any of the mustard during the pregame interview just a few moments ago. Probably the most talented football team that Lamar is going to see all year long. So, but Drew, let's go ahead and dive into the starting lineups. Let's take a look at the Lamar Raiders first and that offensive unit.
All right, starting on offense for our Lamar Raiders at quarterback, Sully Reed. At running back, Samuel Roberts. At H-back, Walker Mims. At wide receiver, Jalen Trotter. At the other 2 wide receiver spots, Jackson Whitcomb, Benson Oates. On the offensive line, Henry Pruitt, Brett Calvert, James Ross, Hayes Lancaster, and Nate Lee.
On the defensive side of the football, the probable starters tonight for the Lamar Raiders at the two corners, Jackson Whitcomb, and good to see Mikael Willis back in the rotation. At the two safeties, free safety will be Jalen Trotter, and Jaquan Slack will be your strong safety. At the linebackers, at outside linebacker will be Hamp Parala and Briggs Calvert, a couple of youngsters getting a big opportunity here tonight. They're joined by those two middle linebackers, Tyler Brown and Luke Morrow. In the interior, Caleb Randall and a guy that continues to improve, Luke Brady on that other end, and Nate Lee at the nose. And just very quickly, Drew, I'm going to breeze through the offense here for Hartfield Academy. We talked about Ethan Elliott. He'll get the start at quarterback tonight for the Hawks. They will play a couple running backs time to time tonight, Colin McIntyre and K.D. Catchings, and a big group of wide receivers that'll see the field tonight, Taryn Green, Braylon Womack, Dylan Harris, Logan Drummond, and Jackson Prale. And then on the offensive line at left tackle will be J.P. Shumfessel. And then you got Riley Dukes at left guard, Andrew Gonzalez at center. And at right guard will be Blaze Whitehead. And then you have Jalen Williams at right tackle, and a couple of tight ends that will see the field at some point tonight, Luke Weston and Coleman Williams. And then at fullback, Coleman Yoder. And then on the defensive side, we'll kind of go through that as we kind of move along here tonight. But I did notice that Hartfield did win the coin flip, Drew, and Lamar will be kicking the football here tonight. So Hartfield wants to get Mr. Womack on the field immediately here tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. For Lamar defensively here tonight, obviously they've got a huge challenge in front of them. I think that, for Lamar, we're not going to be able to stop Mr. Womack. They're going to be he's just too good, too talented. But we can contain him. But what we've got to do is we can't allow the other guys around them get off, because if they do, then we got problems.
Looking at their defense real quick, in the interior at the two defensive ends will be Shimfessel and Peyton Trigg. At the defensive tackle slot will be Jalen Williams. Their linebacking core at the two outside linebackers will be K.D. Catchings and L.J. Davis. At the two middle linebacker spots will be Coleman Williams and Coleman Yoder. At the two safeties, free safety Taryn Green and then Owen Stroh. At the strong safety, at the two corners will be DeAnthony Hicks and Logan Drummond. And their kicker tonight will be Hayden McMinn, and he also does the punting duties as well. Also wanted to mention our special teams unit with the Raiders. You got Logan Cross. Good to see him back in the rotation tonight kicking. Of course, Sully does the punting duties. And, of course, you'll have Jackson Whitcomb long snapping. And, of course, Jaquan Slack and Samuel Roberts will do a combination of the kick and punt returns here tonight. Of course, Craig Bowman in his sixth season here at Hartfield, 54-15 record, Drew, in 6 seasons here at Hartfield. Good. Of course, a couple of state championships in the past couple of seasons. And I tell you what, we were talking about this on our drive over here to Flowood tonight. Just to see how this school has grown in the last 10 years is pretty phenomenal. I remember years ago, this used to be Lamar pretty much dominating this series, but my, how times have changed.
Well, yeah, they have. This is, like I said, the facilities here at Hartfield over the last several years has really they have put in a lot of money around here to improve the facilities and the football field, and the play on the field's been pretty impressive too in the last couple of years.
Well, Drew, we talked about a lot of firsts for us as broadcasters. We've hit a couple of new spots this year, Caledonia and Mize. Well, this is the first time ever that we have been at Hartfield Academy where we're in the press box.
Yes,
we've always been in that far corner over there in the bleachers, but now since they've done the renovations, as Lamar makes their way to the far sideline, we're in the press box for the first time. But hospitality is top notch here at Hartfield. They've been fantastic. But Lamar making their way out to the far sideline wearing their road white uniforms tonight, the white jerseys, and looks to be those gray and white pants, some sort of combination there, red and blue stripe, and of course the blue headgear with that scripted Lamar across each side. Jacob Land in his fourth season as the head ball coach there at Lamar School. Of course, Drew, no matter, and I wanted to bring this up as well, no matter what happens from this point to the end of the season, Lamar has already clinched a winning regular season, by the way. They've already done that at a 6-1 mark. So no matter what happens from here on out, Lamar is going to finish the regular season with a winning record. I tell you what, Jacob's done a phenomenal job in his short tenure here at Lamar, and the culture has changed, the attitude has changed with this Lamar football program. And I tell you what, I know this is I mean, if you looked at this game on paper tonight, obviously Lamar is going to be a heavy underdog. But you know what, Drew? Lamar has played well on the road this year. Take the prep game off the board. I just want to take that one off the board. But if you look at some of these wins they've had on the road, pretty impressive performances, I think, overall.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is, what's been really impressive is for Lamar, it's been our junior quarterback, Sullivan Reed. He keeps getting better and better each Friday night, especially in the passing game. He comes into tonight with his individual stats, 68 for 119, just over 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got a QB rating of 128.3.
That's pretty good.
I'd say that's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, the touchdowns to interceptions for a young man in his first full-time season as the starter is what jumps out on the page to me. The yardage is great, but that touchdown to interception ratio is pretty darn good for young Sullivan Reed. So Hawks have made their way down here to the near sideline wearing their road dark uniforms, kind of a Florida State kind of look. With that garnet and gold look, and, of course, led by Craig Bowman in his 6th season. We're going to step away for a timeout, and when we return after 2 minutes, we'll get you set for Lamar and Hartfield Academy next here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
All right, welcome back here to Community Bank Field here on the campus of Hartfield Academy as we're just seconds away from kickoff, and that'll wrap up your Burns & Burns pregame show. This first quarter of Raider football brought to you by All-Star Team Sports. Well, Drew, what's going to be the keys tonight for the Raiders?
For Lamar to pull off a huge upset here tonight, obviously we're going to have a lot of explosive plays down the field. And what I mean by that is that we got to have plays 15 yards plus more down the field. I think that we can take advantage of this questionable secondary that Hartsfield has here tonight. When we have the shots, we got to take them.
Got 3 returners back in around the 10 and 5 yard line. Womack is one of those, along with Drummond And also, you think you got Catchings back there as well. Actually, check that. You got 1, 2, and 3. Drummond, Womack, and L.J. Davis. As Luke Morrow will tee it up here at the 40-yard line. As we're right past a little past 7 o'clock here tonight. Big crowd here on hand for homecoming night here at Hartfield Academy. So.
Another thing, Robbie, we've got to also here tonight. We have got to be able to run the ball and just be effective. And if for no other reasons, move the sticks and win time of possession.
Ball will be returned from the 10-yard line here by the Hawks. They're across the 20 and juking and jiving down here toward the near sideline. And Whitcomb will make the tackle. Actually, check that. That's going to be Brady who makes the stop up at around the Hartfield 30-yard line. So here comes the young quarterback, the junior Ethan Elliott, leading the Hartfield troops out here on the near hash mark at the 30-yard line.
Well, what's been impressive about this Lamar defense over the last several weeks, I mean, we've given up some yards, but we have gotten really stingy inside the red zone the last several weeks, kind of like that bend but don't break defense. We're going to have that here tonight.
Elliott in the shotgun, high snap, and he'll be pulled down in a big gainer up to near the 40-yard line. Shoestring tackle there by the Raiders. I think it was Horalic that got him by the shoestrings right there for the tackle. On the carry right there was big number 27. That is McIntyre. He is a bowling ball at 5'7", 180, gain of 9.
The bowling ball term is very accurate.
Exactly. 9-yard gain to the 39-yard line. Quick snap here, and that back to McIntyre they go, and McIntyre will get the first down, but he'll be collared up at about the 41.5 by a host of Raiders led by Tyler Brown. But first down of the night for Hartfield Academy.
Folks, this offensive line. Of course, they got some guys on the offensive line that's going to play at the next level too. We just didn't have enough time to get into it during the pregame. But I mean, this Hartsfield team, they're like I said, this is the team that everybody is back tonight.
42-yard line. Elliott's going to throw it across the middle. Air mails it just a bit here, and they were looking for you-know-who. They were looking for Brelin Womack. He was covered up there pretty well by Mikel Willis, but you got to remember, Drew, that was an incomplete pass. Going to take Womack some time to get back into his rhythm because he's been out since week 2.
Yeah, he's been out with a stress fracture, I said, in his right foot, and this is a young man that we knew coming in was going to be a huge challenge for us. We knew that Hartsfield was going to try to get him involved early in this ball game.
Womack will be lined up in, actually they're going to shift him back to the far side of the field now. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. He'll be lined up far side against Mikel Willis. 2nd and 10 from the Hawk 42-yard line. They're going to give it back to McIntyre, and he's in the second level of the defense all the way down inside the Lamar 40 down to about the 35-yard line. Big gainer so far. It's been McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, a huge run right up the gut by McIntyre. A touchdown-saving tackle there by number 3, Jackson Whitcomb in the secondary. And Hartsfield's got a 1st down and 10 at the Lamar 35-yard line.
We're just underway, 10.5 to go here in the first quarter. Opening drive, no score, but Hartfield is on the move down at the Raider 35-yard line. And Elliott is going to be sacked. He's going to be sacked back here at the 41-yard line as Luke Morrow is going to come in there and get a quarterback sack for the Raiders as he celebrates out near the Hawk logo.
Yeah, as Hartsfield looks like they got an injury on the field. That is one of their big guys.
That's Gonzalez.
Number 70, Andrew Gonzalez. He looks like he's going to be okay. He got jumped up and got back on his feet.
Yeah, that's their center, too, big Andrew Gonzalez. And like you said, they're a big, beefy offensive line. But, Drew, that's going to be a loss of 6 yards on that sack.
Yeah, like I said, we stacked the box right there and got in the pressure, got into the backfield of Hartsfield. Nice, about a 6-yard loss on the quarterback sack.
2nd and 16. They're going to toss it out to Womack. He makes the catch. He jukes near side, far side. He's everywhere, and he's going to get it all the way down to the 32-yard line. He just glides with the football, folks, but it's going to set up a 3rd down and about 7-8 yards to go inside the 35.
All right, we got him right here, 3rd and long right here. Got to make a play defensively and get off the field.
3rd and 7 will be the down and distance to go at the Lamar 32-yard line as Hartfield moving right to left here on the broadcast. Elliott will be in the shotgun. Womack, one of the 3 receivers down here to the near side. And you got McIntyre back in the backfield, who's had a big night so far. Elliott's going to throw. He's looking for Womack down the field, and he is incomplete pass. He had the catch initially, but Mikael Willis, who's been on him like you know what so far in the ball game, I think he got his paw in there and raked it free. But, man, right now, Willis is up to the challenge on Womack.
Boy, was he ever. What absolutely outstanding cornerback play there by Willis. Definitely up for the challenge right there, and nice job. Got his hands in there just in the nick of time.
4th and 7, an opportunity for this Whiting defense to get off the field very early in this football game from the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line for Hartfield Academy. And snap is clean. Quarterback is back to throw. He's under some pressure, and he loses the football, and the Raiders are going to scoop it up and recover it at their own 41.5-yard line. Coming in there to get the fumble recovery for the Raiders is Nate Lee, as he is going to scoop it up, and Lamar is going to turn away Hartfield Academy in the opening drive on a fumble recovery. So how about those apples by the Raiders?
Well, Ethan Elliott from the quarterback for Hartsfield, just simply the ball just slipped. He went to throw it, and the ball just slipped out of his hands. And a turnover right there. Lamar +1 early in this ball game in the turnover category.
And, Drew, big key to that fumble, coverage down the field. Secondary was great right there.
No question.
Pistol formation, Samuel Roberts behind Sully Reed on 1st and 10 from just outside the Lamar 40. Roberts is across the 45. He'll get tattooed up near the 47-yard line. But, hey, that's a nice gain of about 5 or 6 yards on first down.
That a great start right there offensively for Lamar. A run pretty much right up the gut for a gain of about 6 yards, 2nd down and 4. As I said a minute ago, we're going to take some shots down the field, but we've got to be efficient in the running game here tonight.
Just under 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Lamar just recovered a fumble on defense and are on the move on 2nd down and just under 5 to go at the Raider 47-yard line here on the near hash. Sully checks off to a fresh play from Coach Land and the staff. Roberts off to his right hip in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the far side. Trotter in motion now, and play action fake. Sully stands in the pocket, releases it. He's got Jalen inside the 40, and he's all the way down out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at about the Hawk 38-yard line. First down Lamar, first down Raiders. That first down, of course, is powered by our good friend David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
A deep out route on the far side of the field to Jalen Trotter. Sully Reed hit him in stride. A perfect throw, good catch, move the sticks. Lamar 1st and 10 at the Hartsfield 38-yard line.
All right, you're going to have Whitcomb and Oates lined up to the near side. And it looks like Mims will be your tight end. Trotter in single. Yeah, he's out single man out to the far side. From the Hartfield 38-yard line, Samuel Roberts is your tailback on 1st and 10 at the Hawk 38 along the far hash mark. Snap is clean. Play action fake. Sully is running for his life. He's going to release the football. It's a little bit of a low throw toward, I believe that was Oates. Oates tried to scoop it up at around the 30-yard line, but it'll go in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, Hartsfield right there brought a little pressure right there. And like I said, Sully, he got rid of the football a little bit sooner than he wanted to, kind of rushed the throw, but he didn't have a choice because he was about to get hit. But incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Well, Drew, the muscle package will check in very early here tonight. Morrow will be blocking for Tyler Brown. This is the package that basically sealed the win last week against the Mize Bulldogs. From the Hartfield 38, here's the handoff to Brown, and Brown is going to be met by a wall of defenders, and they will probably blow him dead right here at the Hartfield 35-yard line. A punishing 3 yards there by Brown, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 7 here for the Raider offense.
Well, that's the big question for Lamar offensively is, we all know about Tyler Brown defensively, because that's his, he's our middle linebacker. How many touches does he get in the backfield offensively at running back here tonight?
We'll keep up a tally on it. There's one. I'll just mark it down as we go here. Brown will be in the backfield again, but this time, Drew, they're going to split him out at one of the wide receivers. New wrinkle here, 5 wide receivers now trying to spread this Hawk defense out on 3rd and 7. Sully's back to throw. They're coming on a corner blitz, and they're going to toss it down to Trotter, and just a good job there on the tackle there by Hartfield. Coming there to make the stop was L.J. Davis. Trotter will be gobbled up for about a yard loss. Drew, you saw something there, but the Raiders didn't get much out of it.
Yeah, it was there right there, but sometimes you just got to tip your cap there defensively. Hartsfield, we were one block from springing that one possibly for a touchdown because the play was set up. It was there.
If I was Sully, I would attack this near side. Logan Drummond, their corner, is limping very severely as he is up against Jackson Whitcomb on 4th down and about 6 yards to go, Drew. He's limping pretty bad before this play right here.
Absolutely. I think that Sully has seen that, and because he just audible.
4th and 6, and it looks like Jacob Land is going to call his first timeout of the night, and it'll be our first timeout as well. 5:49 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Back in 30 seconds with a 4th down call here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget.
Big 4th down play coming up for the Lamar offense, Drew. Jacob Land took a timeout, 4th down and 6.
Yeah, and I think that right now Coach Jacob Land changed his mind and is playing field position right here because it appears we are lining up to punt the ball.
Yep, Sully is going to be in to punt the football. It's going to be a fake, and Sully is going to run with it, but that's not going to do anything. He's going to lose a yard back here to the 35-yard line. Drew, he kind of ran to the short side of the field right there. There was a wall of Hawks there to meet him. A small gamble right there. I mean, you lose a yard out of it, but it'll be a turnover on down, so the Raiders cannot cash in on the early fumble recovery. So with 5:43 to go here in the first quarter, no score on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard. Here comes the Hartfield offense.
Yeah, I would have liked to, like I say, if you were going to play field position, then punt the ball right there, but because you really didn't gain much there.
Yeah. From the Hartfield 35, they're moving right to left. Here's McIntyre again. This guy is a handful. Whitcomb and Brown will trip him up just shy of the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of around 4 yards. Like I said, McIntyre is not a tall guy, Drew, but he's just built like just a little bowling ball.
Oh, and he can move too.
Yeah,
and he can haul. You know what?
All right, so after the 4-yard gain, it'll be 2nd down and 6 to go here for Hartfield's offense from the far hash mark, near the far hash mark at the 39.
What I like defensively is that we're getting on that first drive defensively. We were able to get to their quarterback.
Elliott's going to throw the football. He's looking for Womack out there, and Womack is shaking a couple of tacklers and just a good athlete. My goodness, he's a handful. It took several white jerseys to get to him, including Jackson Whitcomb, and he is going to be right at the first down marker, just beyond the Hartfield 45.
I mean, and we had white shirts on that far side of the field. Near Womack. I mean, just Braylon Womack just made a couple nice moves right there and was able to pick up the Hartsfield first down.
From the far hash mark for the Hawks in their own territory at the 46, moving right to left from that far hash mark is Ethan Elliott and his offense in the shotgun formation. All the way down inside the 35-30, he may go.
Goodbye.
And he will cruise into the end zone for a 54-yard score. And, of course, we're talking about Colin McIntyre. So that is how the scoring starts here tonight, 54 yards. And I would say a cloud of dust, but we're playing on turf here tonight. So 6-0 Hartfield.
Well, I mean, right there, McIntyre just went off the right edge right there. And once he got to the edge, he cut it up the field, and it was, he was gone. I mean, Hartfield could play their fight song.
All right, they're going to run this de facto like 2-point play, kind of a swinging gate type play. You've seen a lot of schools run this, but now they will move everything into extra point formation here for Hayden McMinn to attempt the PAT to try to make it 7-0 here at Community Bank Field here on Hartfield's campus. Snapback is clean. The kick is on the way, and it is good. So with 4:28 to go here in the opening stanza, Hartfield strikes first. 54-yard score by McIntyre. 7-0 Hartfield. Back after this on 97 OKK. All right, welcome back out to the field here at Hartfield. 7-0 Hawks here with 4:28 to go here in the first quarter. 54-yard score by Colin McIntyre. McMinn's PAT was perfect. Here's the ensuing kickoff that's going to be returned here by the Raiders. That is Jalen Trotter trying to find some running room, and he is going to be ate up just beyond the Lamar 20-yard line.
Well, right there, going back to the 54-yard touchdown run by McIntyre, he took advantage on the short side of the field. Got a nice block by the right tackle on the offensive line from Hartfield, and once he got that, I mean, it was pretty much clear sailing all the way to the end zone. And Lamar, we got to respond now. We got to get some points on this drive as Hartfield leads it. Our Lamar Raiders 7-0 with 4:19 left to go here in the first quarter.
Sully in the shotgun. I believe that's Samuel Roberts there off of his hip right there, and Roberts will get the touch on first down. And Samuel's into the next level of defense. He'll get it up to near the 30-yard line. I tell you what, Samuel's running good north to south tonight. That's going to be a gain of nearly 9 yards on first down.
I mean, he's got to be huge here tonight. I mean, he's our primary running back here tonight with Ashton Jones and Towner still out with injury. This is a young man, very talented running back for Lamar, Samuel Roberts, but his bugaboo this year so far has been able to, he's fumbled the ball a couple times, kind of got in the doghouse a little bit with the coaching staff, but nonetheless, man, he's got to be big here tonight.
All right, playbook's wide open, I think, right here on 2nd down and 1. We've got 2 receivers at each side. Roberts is in the backfield with Sully Reed at your QB spot. Whitcomb in motion there on the far side of the line, and we may take a shot down the field, but Sully is running out of room, and he's going to take off with it, just get what he can, and he'll be out of bounds. I think he might have got back. No, he's going to lose yardage back to the 28-yard line. I tell you what, the pocket really collapsed around Sully, just did what he could. That's going to be a loss of a couple, 2nd down and 3. Or 3rd down and 3, excuse me.
Yeah, that's going to be, like I said, we knew that the Lamar offensive line had a huge challenge here tonight. Would they be able to give Sully Reed enough time in the pocket?
Whitcomb, Oates, and Trotter trips to the near side. Jalen is in the slot here on 3rd down and 3 with Roberts in the backfield. Raiders desperately need a first down. You don't want to give it right back to them on a 3-and-out. Reed in the shotgun formation, standing back at the 23. He'll hand it off to Roberts, and Roberts is going to be ate alive. He's going to be ate alive back at the 25-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 3 more yards. And what was a promising drive on the 9-yard carry on first down goes by the boards on 2 losses. And, Drew, Raiders going to have to punt.
Yeah, I thought if Roberts would have looked to his left on the short side, I mean, we had some room over there. But he decided to cut it up toward the middle of the field and actually lost about 2 or 3 yards on the play. And Lamar will be punting the ball at 4th down and about 7.
Briggs Calvert will be in to do the punting honors here for the Raiders. Womack, yes, he is one of those returners, and nice kick by Briggs. Womack will make the catch on the fair catch. That was a boomer right there by Calvert, as it's going to go all the way down to the Hartfield 35.
Yeah, that was close to a 50-yard punt right there by Mr. Calvert, and if that name sounds familiar, Briggs came up big last Friday night with the late interception. To seal the deal for the Lamar Raiders, a big road win, 34-27, and everybody defensively, here tonight, everybody's got to play if we're going to pull off this humongous road upset here tonight.
Elliott in the shotgun on 1st and 10 for Hartfield, moving right to left here at their own 35-yard line. He drops back to pass. He's going to toss it down the field, and it's going to be a little over the head. A little too much mustard on that one going down the field there to Luke Wesson, number 12 there. So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, like I said, the play call, I mean, the coach from Hartsfield decided let's be aggressive right here and take a shot, and just a high overthrow right there on 1st and 10 to number 12, Luke Wesson, the wide receiver from Hartsfield. That's one thing, Rob, we saw during the pregame, dude, they've got a lot. I mean, their speed is not a problem for the Hartsfield.
Trips to the far side. Womack is one of those receivers, but they're going to hand it off to McIntyre. Nice tackle there, open field tackle right there by Tyler Brown. Also had Whitcomb in the mix as well. That'll be a gain of just over 5 yards. That sets up a humongous 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get that tackle right there, they're off to the races once again.
Big 3rd down and 4 line of scrimmage will be just across the Hartfield 40-yard line. They got to get the 45 for the first down. Elliott will be in the shotgun formation. Womack is one of the receivers down here, I believe, to the far side. Elliott's under some pressure. He's going to elude it, throw it down the field. He's got Womack wide open as he was able to shake a defender and make the catch and cruise out of bounds all the way down to the Lamar 33-yard line. And I think they may rule that incomplete.
Well, they talked about it.
Lamar's coaches said it was incomplete, but they're going to lose that one as it'll be a first down for the Hawks down inside the 35.
Well, right there, I mean, Mr. Womack just made a play for his quarterback, got open down the field, and we lost containment. And a big throw and catch right there for Hartsfield. And once again, they're driving at about the Lamar 30, about the 32, 33-yard line.
All right, here is the handoff to McIntyre, and he can cruise into the end zone untouched, basically, and that's going to be a 33-yard score. So he has touchdowns of 54 and 33 yards. So it's the ground and pound outside of Womack, and it's 13-0 with $1:44 to go before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much after he got past the first wave of Lamar's defense. I mean, Hartsfield could once again start their fight song because it was clear sailing all the way to the end zone. Nice, about 33-yard run right there. And, wow, man, just like that, Hartsfield jumps up 13-0 with the waiting on the PAT.
McMinn in to attempt the PAT. The hold is good. Snap, everything was executed perfectly for the extra point. So a new score up on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard. Lamar trailing it now 14-0 with 1:44 to go here in the opening quarter. Back in 30 seconds here on 97 OKK. With 1:44 to go before the end of the first quarter, Hartfield rides the wave of Colin McIntyre. This time it's a 33-yard score. Drew, two big runs by him has got Hartfield cruising right now 14-0.
Yes, I mean, he had a 54-yard touchdown run the last drive, and now had a 33-yard touchdown run. And like I said, man, this offense from Hartsfield, folks, this is the real Hartsfield team.
Well, Jacob Land now it's a penalty marker. Jacob Land he was losing his mind on one of the officials over there. I think Jacob just got a penalty marker thrown on him over there. Wow. I don't know what the argument was about, Drew, but Jacob was around the numbers here at the 50-yard line. We were getting you set up for the kickoff, and I was not really paying attention to the opposite sideline during the commercial break. I don't know if it may have been that catch that the Lamar coaching staff thought was out of bounds on Womack, but it's going to be a dead ball. They're going to call it a –
No, they got him with a sideline warning, and then they called him with an unsportsmanlike conduct. That came from the Lamar bench. Let's just leave it at that.
I think Jacob may be I'm not going to speculate here, but Jacob's night's done. Jacob just took the headsets off over there, Drew, and I think is he done for the night? Because that was two flags, because if you notice, they motioned – unsportsmanlike twice on Lamar. He's still on the sideline over there, but like I said, the official made that motion of unsportsmanlike not once but twice. Not sure if it may have been a foul on two different coaches over there for Lamar.
Well, the first call was a sideline warning because I saw that.
Okay, so but just a 15-yarder after that. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure Jacob was kind of walking away from probably just to catch his breath and not escalate things. But so they'll move the kickoff down to now the Lamar 45-yard line. So I'm not sure what that might have been about, Drew, but they're going to kick this all the way back to the restaurant we ate at tonight for a touchback. Like I said, the only thing I can speculate here, like I said, we're way over here and they're down there. I saw the coaches a little animated about the catch that Womack made they thought was an incomplete pass out of bounds. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, Lamar will take over now, trailing 14-0 after a nice defensive stop to opening up the game by the Lamar defense. It's been all Hartsfield ever since, and They've scored on Mr. McIntyre has scored on a 54-yard touchdown run, and then followed it up with a 33-yard touchdown run. And Hartfield leads our Lamar Raiders 14-0. This is a very important offensive drive by our Raiders coming up.
Offset I formation. Here's the handoff, and my goodness, like a scoop slam tackle right there. Vince would have smiled at that one. Coleman Williams. He basically picked up our running back and spiked into the turf for about a half-yard loss.
Yeah, I mean, this is the real Hartsfield team that we knew was coming. I mean, forget they've won 1-4 overall record. They were decimated with injuries the first week or two of the season, and all their guys are back tonight. And you watch Hartsfield's getting ready to take off the remainder part of the year.
2nd down and 11 now after that yard loss by Samuel Roberts. We're going to go back into the offset I formation, as Sully is going to play action fake it. He's going to toss it down the field looking for Jalen Trotter, and Trotter cannot make the catch. And I thought that was definitely a tug right there, as they had one of Jalen's arms kind of wrapped up right there. There is penalty markers down, and those penalty markers are brought to you by Citizens National Bank. But, Drew, it's pretty obvious they had him kind of arm barred right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A nice call there by the official down the field. Clear arm bar right there. Pass interference on Hartsfield. Lamar should get a 1st and 10 right here near the 35-yard line.
And that first down will be brought to you by David Neal's Express Pharmacy. So, hey, it moves the change. You'll take what you can get right now to try to get yourself some momentum going, as we're under 54 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, 14-0 Hartfield.
I mean, what do you have to lose, man? You got to take shots vertically down the field here tonight. You want to have any chance to win the ball game. Nice play-action pass right there, deep down the field to Jalen Trotter. But Hartsfield got caught for pass interference.
Play action fake again by Sully. He'll step up and release the football to Trotter, and he'll be knocked off his sticks, but he will have forward progress beyond the 42-yard line. Gain of nearly, I give him about 7.5, 8 yards right there on first down.
A nice curl route on the far side of the field to Jalen Trotter. I mean, that is so hard to defend that route, especially to Jalen Trotter.
Raiders do not have to snap it. The play clock is a couple of seconds ahead of the game clock, but the Raiders will move to the line of scrimmage here on 2nd down and 2 from the Raider 43-yard line. Here's the handoff to Roberts, and Roberts will get first down yardage beyond the 45. He'll be knocked out of bounds near the 46. First down Lamar, first down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Roberts took advantage on the short side, on the far side of the field, got to the edge of a nice 4-yard run right there, moved the sticks, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the Lamar 46-yard line.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter here tonight with your score, Hartfield Academy 14 and Lamar nothing. That first quarter of activity was powered by All-Star Team Sports. Back in 1 minute here on the broadcast, your home for Raider football, 97 OKK. All right, as we get ready to start the second quarter here tonight, Lamar trailing 14-0. Raiders will move into the field, moving right to left now, 1st and 10 at the 46. Hartfield was obviously lined up in the neutral zone, but no call. But a pitch and catch is going to happen between Sully Reed and Jackson Whitcomb. And it depends on, I think they're going to mark him back a little further, Drew. I think he fumbled the football out of bounds, too. So Jackson initially had about a 6-7 yard gain, but he reestablished himself and he lost yardage.
Yeah, absolutely. Once he reestablished himself, he fumbled, especially after he fumbled the ball. They got spotted where he fumbled the ball, and it's actually after the fumble, no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. And wow, that was a missed call right by the official. Their nose tackle was clearly lined up offsides.
2nd and 10 now. Far hash mark at the 46-yard line. Offset I once again by the Raider offense with Samuel Roberts dotting that I. And Roberts in a scrum will get it up to near almost the 48-yard line. Very minimal gain on the play. 3rd down and a little lengthier than you would like right here.
Well, this is a big 3rd down play by the Lamar Raiders, a drive that we've got to get points. Because, guys, I got to be honest, I just don't know how many times here tonight that Lamar's defense is going to be able to stop Hartfield offensively. This is a drive by Lamar. We've got to get points on this possession.
Sully's going to go under center right here. Walker Mims is the H-back. You got Roberts in the backfield. Trotter to one side, Whitcomb to the other here. On 3rd down and 9 from the Lamar 47. Play action fake. Sully has time to throw the football and does, and it is a little outside and incomplete. He was looking for Whitcomb. He had him for a 1st down inside the 45 of Hartfield, but he just kind of airmailed that one to one side. And so a poor throw there is going to result in a punt coming up.
Yeah, just like I said, we tried to go that deep out route right there off the play action pass, and Whitcomb, he had a step on his man, but a poor throw there by our quarterback, Sully Reed, and Lamar's got a 4th down and 9. Looks like we're punting the ball.
Briggs Calvert in to do the punting duties inside the 35. He hit a some 50-yarder a few minutes ago. This is a much wobblier kick this time, but it'll take a decent Lamar roll, and it'll be marked out of bounds at about the Hartfield 29-yard line. With 10:17 to go here in the 2nd quarter on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, it reads Hartfield 14 and Lamar 0.
Well, right now, Lamar defensive, they've got to somehow, some way get a stop here if Lamar has any chance. It's hard. Because the thing about it is, guys, this is a very, very big offensive line that we're facing here tonight. We've had some big offensive lines, but this offensive line is more athletic than what we've seen, and they're like I said, they're offensively they're at full strength, and right now they're rocking and rolling.
Elliott back to throw. He's under some pressure. Got a penalty flag down as well. Elliott is going to be punished by a couple of Raiders. Actually, Tyler Brown is the one that got to him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play, but we do have a penalty marker down brought to you by Citizens National Bank, and I believe this is a holding call. It is on Hartfield.
Yeah, no doubt about it. An obvious hold in the backfield there on Hartfield, and will Jacob take the play or take the penalty right here? If they take the play, it'll be a 1st and 20. If they take the penalty, it'll be a 1st and 20. If they take the play, it'll be 2nd and 14.
All right, we're waiting on the indication here. There is the holding call. The Raiders will decline it, so they will take the result of the play, which will be a loss of 4. So give credit to Tyler Brown on the quarterback pursuit right there, and it'll be 2nd and 14, Drew, back here at the 25. I tend to agree on that, to take the result there.
No doubt about it. Right there, you take the play right there, put them in a 2nd and long situation. Now you cannot, if you're Lamar's defensive backs especially, you cannot give up a play down the field.
All right, here is McIntyre again. Good job by the Raiders right there. Tyler Brown and company got to him very quickly. You see how they collapsed on that? I tell you what, I'll even give a toss in of a name of Caleb Randall in there as well. Looks to be no gain on the play, 3rd and 14. Okay. Good containment right there.
No doubt, no question about it. We made the McIntyre try to turn it. We made him turn toward the middle of the field, and our linebackers right there did a nice job of making the tackle.
All right, big 3rd down. You got to get your defense off the field right here. Womack is to the far side. Willis is on him. That is good on good out there. Elliott will release the football. Incomplete. He was looking for Taryn Green right there up at around the 30-yard line. Pass was a little bit to the near side and out of his reach, and there you go. You get off the field on 3rd down, a 3 and out. And, of course, it was all resulted by Tyler Brown getting it behind schedule.
Absolutely. And right now, and that another key on making that stop right there, we should get some pretty decent field position out of this punt.
All right, Jalen Trotter will be your returner. He is standing back here inside of the Lamar 45-yard line. The punter is Hayden McMinn. He's standing back at the 10. As Hartfield getting ready to punt this football away to Trotter and company here. Long delay here before the long snapper puts it in play. He does that. Here's the kick, and it's a wobbly kick. They've done their homework, kicking it away from Trotter, and it takes an unbelievable Hartfield bounce all the way down, folks. Are you ready for this? All the way down to the Lamar 22-yard line. Talk about the turf monster helping you out in a big way. 1st and 10 from that point. 9:18 to go, Drew, here in the second quarter. 14-0 Hartfield.
Well, after the ball hit the field and took the Hartfield bounce, it cost Lamar about 20 yards of field position.
There's not a lot you can do about it. They angled the kick perfectly. Jalen was standing more toward the middle of the field. They angled it perfectly. It hugged right down the sideline as McMinn checked every good box right there on wow, some 60-yard kick right there and then some.
All right, well, Lamar defense answered the bell right there. Offensively now, we've got to respond. We've got to get some points here if we want to stay in this ball game.
It would be good to see Lamar going on a long, sustaining drive right here because, remember, Lamar gets the football to open up the third quarter tonight. Sully releases the football. It is incomplete. I think that slipped out of Sully's hands on the release. So incomplete pass. He was looking for Whitcomb beyond the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Whitcomb, the intended receiver, right here on the Hartsfield sideline on a little short pass right there. I think, like you said, Rob, the ball slipped out of Sully's hands right there, and incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Once again, line of scrimmage here on the near hash at the Raider 22-yard line. You got Whitcomb and Oates to the far side, Trotter and Mims down here to the near side, and your tailback is Samuel Roberts on 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Sully checked off to a new play here.
I think we got to attack the middle of the field. It's right there for the taking.
Reed, play action fake. He is looking toward the near side to Trotter, and Trotter will be taken out of bounds very close to the first down marker, and I think he's right on the 32. And that looks like that might result in a first down. Yes, it will. They'll move the chains. First down, Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Yeah, right there, Sully Reed taking full advantage of the soft defense right there here on the near side, and that was just a nice little easy throw and catch on the out route from Sully Reed to Mr. Trotter, and move the sticks for a 10-yard pass. 1st and 10, Lamar. Ball spot at the Lamar 32-yard line.
We're at 9:06 to go here in the first half, 14-0 Hartfield. Sully back to toss it. He'll toss it short to Whitcomb, and Whitcomb will just keep those short yardage moving on down the field. That's going to be a nice gain up to around the 37-yard line, gain of nearly 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the short passing game. Just once again, a nice little short out route here on the near sideline. This time it was to Mr. Whitcomb. And a nice 5-yard gain on first down on the pass, 2nd down and 5.
From the 37 at that point there, and here's Samuel Roberts on the carry, and he's hung up. He got hung up right behind Pruitt. Pruitt was trying to shake the block right there, and not a lot Samuel could do right there, so he's going to lose a couple of yards back to the 35. That'll set up 3rd and 7.
No doubt. It's going to be really hard for Lamar to run the ball here tonight, guys. They're just – this defensive line from Hartsfield, they're very athletic on that side of the ball too, and we have got to run the ball just a little bit here tonight to keep them honest.
3rd down and 7. They may be bringing a blitz off of that far edge there, Drew. They're bringing one linebacker up there. They may be coming for Sully right here.
Where they're disguising their coverage right here. They got 3 down linemen, but you got a couple linebackers moving toward the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 7. They are bringing pressure on Sully Reed. He rolls out of it and incomplete, nearly picked off as well by Taryn Green. And I tell you what, you just felt like pressure was coming right there. I think Hartfield said enough was enough, and they brought the house on Sully. Incomplete pass. So the Raiders put a few things together, but not enough, as they'll have to punt it away.
Well, I would have liked to see one of our wide receivers, whether it was Whitcomb right there or Trotter. You know, we had it set up where on the route where, an out and up, because a double move right there. But maybe that's something that we see later on.
Calvert in to punt the football again. He'll be standing back inside of the 20-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. Womack and a couple other guys back deep to receive on the other end of the field. Calvert will get a high hanging kick. Fair catch is going to be called for and made just barely inside of the Hartfield 35-yard line. So that's where the Hawks will take over. 8:01 to go here in the second quarter. It is Hartfield right now 14-0 over your Lamar Raiders.
Well, I mean, like I said, we really needed to get something going offensively on that last drive. I thought on that last third down play we could have gotten them on a double move, but it was not to be had. And Lamar, unfortunately, had to punt the ball, and now Hartfield's got it at their own about around the 35-yard line, leading 14-0.
Here's McIntyre again. He's going to break free again across the 40 to about the 45-yard line. That seems to be right at a 10-yard gain and move the sticks there for the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, this McIntyre young man, he is a very talented running back for Hartsfield, and he is having one heck of a first half so far here tonight. Once again, was able to get past the first wave of defense for Lamar, and again got into the secondary, and nice 10-yard run for Hartsfield and McIntyre, and moved the sticks, 1st and 10.
All right, here's the handoff to McIntyre again. He's going to be stretched out a little bit on that play, and guess who? Tyler Brown comes in and punishes him again. We kind of bounced him out to the edge right there, Drew. Made him stretch it out a little bit for only about a half a yard gain.
Yeah, because he didn't want to go to the outside. He tried to go there, and he tried to go toward the middle of the field, and it was not there. And Tyler Brown did a nice job of getting him, bouncing him out to the outside and making the tackle.
They'll give him a yard on that play, 2nd down and 9 from the Hartfield 47-yard line. 14-0 Hartfield. We're just under 7 to play here in the first half tonight. Play action fake. Elliott stands tall in the pocket. He's looking for Womack down the field, and he got him in stride, and he is gone. Touchdown, Hartfield Academy. Willis was about a half a step behind him, but there's nothing to be ashamed about that, as Womack just shows you why he is going to be in the SEC next year. That was a 53-yard score, and, man, what a throw by Elliott. What a catch. Not a lot more you can say.
Nah, I mean, it was just a deep post route right there to Mr. Womack, and right there he gets the best of Mr. Willis, and just like that, Hartsfield leads our Lamar Raiders 20-0, waiting on the PAT.
All right, McMahon will be in to attempt the extra point again to stay perfect on the night, and he will do just that. So your new score up on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard is Lamar trailing Hartfield Academy 21-0 with 6:47 remaining here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds here on 97 OKK. All right, with 6:47 to go here in the second quarter, Hartfield strikes on a 53-yard passing touchdown from Ethan Elliott to, guess who, Braylon Womack, and it is 21-0 Hawks, as that kick's going to go in and out of the end zone for a touchback for the Raiders, and they'll start 1st and 10 to 20.
Yeah, going back to the 53-yard touchdown pass to Braylon Womack, I mean, the offensive line, they gave Mr. Elliott all night long to throw that ball as they went max protection. And Mr. Elliott, I mean, he had all time. He probably could have had a Friday night nice little dinner back there. He had so much time.
Roberts in the pistol formation with Sully Reed on 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's the handoff to Roberts, and Roberts will gain some positive yardage. I actually checked that. He was going to be cut down. No, he did get something positive out of it. He got about 1.5 yards out of that. As Samuel kind of ran out of running room over there. He'll give him 2, yeah. So 2nd and 8.
Yeah, we tried to run off the right side, which is not a bad idea right there, and tried to go off the right side, got it back, get forward progress, got him about 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
All right, from the far hash mark at the 22-yard line for Sully in the offense. Raiders just need to put a few things together. You'd love to see them get a score before halftime to get some semblance of confidence going into the locker room. Here is the play action fake. Sully is looking down the field for Whitcomb and just airmailed him just by about a fingertip. Whitcomb had about a step on his man right there, but Sully just missed it by a half an inch.
Oh, I mean, if we connect there, I mean, we're lining up a PAT of our own right there. I mean, those are the type of plays when they're there. You've got to execute them.
3rd down and 8, so a near touchdown celebration there for the Raiders will go by the boards, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go from the Lamar 22-yard line. Spread formation, receivers everywhere, especially those two to the near side being Whitcomb and Trotter. And it's going to be a play-action fake. Sully going to look for Whitcomb and makes the catch. We got a penalty marker back near the line of scrimmage as Whitcomb will be taken out of bounds near the Lamar 35-yard line. But let's check on the laundry first. And it will be a holding call, so erase the yardage there from Sully to Whitcomb.
Yeah, we had a nice little throw and catch right there on the deep out route. But unfortunately, Lamar's going to be going back 10 yards. And this 3rd and 8 coming up for Lamar is now going to turn into a 3rd and 18.
So, boy, this drive has been kind of a microcosm of the night so far. You had the near touchdown catch there off the fingertips of Whitcomb, and then you execute there and get a 1st down toss to Whitcomb, but some grasp of the jersey down in the trenches.
Yeah, and see right now, if we don't gain anything here on 3rd and 18, we're going to be punting the ball away close from our own end zone.
All right, Reed will be in the shotgun here on 3rd down and back to the vehicle right here. Trotter and Whitcomb down here to the near side. Roberts is the tailback. See what Jacob Land calls here on 3rd and 18. We just play it safe and run the football here, but let's see what he does. No, he's going to go back and chunk the football to Trotter, and Trotter's across the 25, and Trotter is he nearly got the 1st down. He got up to about the 28, 29-yard line. Fumble comes in, and I think Hartfield, the beanbag flew by one of the officials up here toward the middle of the field, but then another official said he was down at the 29. So which way are we going to go here? Looks like they're going to say 4th down and 1. And will Jacob Land just say the heck with it and go for it?
Why not? I know it sounds crazy at home. If you're listening, you're down 21-0. You got to do something right here, and it's danger time for Lamar here, and why not? You got to do something. Go for it. Let's go. 4th down and 1.
They're going to put the muscle package in there with Morrow and Brown. Brown dotting that I formation, the old muscle package for the Raiders on 4th and 1 from the Raider 29 here with 4:47 and counting to go here in the 2nd quarter. And Brown just did get the 1st down. He dives ahead to get it at the 30-yard line. 1st down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Yeah, just second effort right there by Tyler Brown off the left side. And move the sticks, Lamar, wow, that was that was big time. If we don't get it there, we're really in trouble.
Absolutely. Well, the heck with it. Why not?
Why not? That's what I'm saying. Why not? You're already trailing 21-0. You got to do something.
Brown will stay in the ball game at running back, and Drew, I've got him right now at 4 touches. This will be his 4th touch if he touches the football here, which is going to be a play-action fake. Sully's going to throw a fastball, but wide. He was looking for Whitcomb up the field. Actually, the only player to touch it was one of the defensive backs right there. That was Logan Drummond. So it'll be now 2nd down and 10.
Well, I like the fact that, it was a poor throw right there, unfortunately for Lamar, but at least we threw the ball vertically up the middle. It's the middle. That's the first time that I can think of here tonight in the first half that we've tried to go attack the middle of the field.
Yeah, Sully he's just a hair off on the long ball right now. The short stuff he's doing just fine with, those 5, 10-yard little routes down the field. But Drew, right now, vertically, just kind of missing just a little bit. On 2nd down and 10 from the 30, here's the handoff to Brown. He got punished. You don't see that too often. Tyler Brown got punished back at the 25-yard line. That was a nice tackle there by big number 6 there for the Hawks. That was Peyton Trigg. He flashed in there and got Brown for a loss.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There really wasn't much Tyler Brown could do right there, and loss of about 2, maybe 3 right there. And just like that, Lamar's got another 3rd down and long coming up.
3:45 and counting to go here in the 2nd quarter. Lamar trailing it by 3 scores, 21-0, facing this 3rd down and 13. Actually, we'll call it 12. Whitcomb and Trotter out there to the far side. Brown is in the backfield for the Raiders. And play action fake to him. Sully steps up. He's going for broke right here down to Whitcomb. And that's got to be pass interference, and it will be. They'll throw the penalty marker there on the Hawks. And that's the second time tonight that Whitcomb has been interfered with on a pass at penalty marker powered by Citizens National Bank here in the second quarter, which is also brought to you by All-Star Team Sports.
Yeah, Lamar took a shot down the field right there to Whitcomb, and for the second time here in the first half, Hartsfield secondary will be penalized by pass interference, and that'll give Lamar, after they walk off the penalty yardage, a first down.
First down powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy, and we're going to have a timeout on the field called by Hartfield. So with 3:19 to go here in the second quarter, Lamar trailing at 21-0. Back in 1 minute here on 97 OKK. All right, after a Hartfield timeout on defense, it'll be 1st and 10, Drew, at the Lamar 43.
All right. I mean, here's the thing, guys. If we can score here late in the second quarter, we get the ball first to start the third quarter. This is a huge drive by Lamar.
Brown on first down will get across the Lamar 45 to just past the 46. Pretty solid gain there on first down by the big battering ram, and that's going to be a gain of some 4 yards there, 2nd and 6.
And if you're Coach Jacob Land, you take that any day of the week on first down, a gain of running the ball 4 yards. And like I said, Lamar, if we can punch one into the end zone, get to halftime trailing 21-7, we're clearly in this ball game.
2nd down and 6. As far as the timeout situation is concerned, Lamar on the board, they've got us with 2. And there's the play action fake. Sully, time in the pocket, throws it downfield to Whitcomb. He tried to squeeze that in a very tight window as Whitcomb was double covered down the field by one of those safeties across the top. Drew, it'll be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that right there was just a nice defensive play for the Hartsfield secondary. As again, I like the fact that we're trying to get to attack the middle of the field, and but right there, just a nice defensive play by the secondary of Hartsfield.
All right, 3rd down and 6. Ball just spotted. It's right in the middle of the Hartfield logo here in Flowood tonight. 3rd down and 6, right between the 46 and 47-yard line. The Raiders are going to have to get just shy of the other 47 here.
Like I said, I like a slant right here.
All right, Reed in the shotgun formation. Brown in the backfield. There's the play action fake. Reed steps up. They're going for broke down the field with Jalen, and he air-mailed him. Air-mailed him by a yard or 2. I'm not sure if Jalen might have lost the football, maybe up in the lights or whatever it is, but Jalen kind of checked up there for just a moment, and it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I think that Jalen, like you said, I thought maybe he may have lost the ball for a second. And then by the time he saw the ball, it was too late, and tried to take a shot down the field, and it just once again incomplete pass. And it appears that Lamar is an opportunity wasted by Lamar right there to possibly get points late here in the first half, and for the about fifth time here in the first half, Lamar is punting the ball.
Here's Calvert, who's handled the punting duties tonight. He's done it well. That's a nice high hanging kick that Hartfield will fair catch all the way back. How about this? All the way toward the 16-yard line.
A nice punt there by Briggs Calvert, and a nice about 40, 45-yard punt. And, well, folks, if you're been out enjoying a Friday night dinner, beverage, whatever you're doing right now, and just turned the ball game on, Hartfield leads our Lamar Raiders 21-0. We knew coming in tonight we had a huge ball game on this, huge task on our hands, and that the 1-4 overall start by Hartsfield here, like I said, you forget the overall record. They've played everybody except for Alabama.
Losses to MRA, JA, Prep, Columbia, who is in the top 5, and then, of course, you also had Tupelo last week. So I think that's a pretty good schedule.
And they just got, in which we missed, there was a flag on the play went against Hartsfield and backed them up even more, and they'll start this. It was half distance to the goal, and they'll start it at their own, I believe, right where they dropped it at their own 9-yard line.
Yeah, back at the 9-yard line. That marker is brought to you by Citizens National Bank. So a very long field here for Hartfield back at the 9. They're going to hand it off to McIntyre, and McIntyre will be swallowed up at around the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. Remember, Hartfield has got a timeout, I believe, left in their pocket if they need to use it here with 2:05 and counting to go.
And another thing, guys, the first 2 weeks of the season, Hartsfield offensively lost a lot. They lost several big-time key players, including their 5-star wide receiver, Braylon Womack. You heard that correctly. 5-star Auburn commit, Braylon Womack.
Here's the toss down the field. Speaking of Womack, he'll make another catch up at around the 41, 42-yard line. Just casually caught it between two defenders, and that'll move the change for Hartfield. Hate to sound so calm about that call, but we kind of expected it.
It was just on par. He made that catch look so easy, and it wasn't, because Lamar had it halfway decent, covered pretty well, and the ball just dropped right in Mr. Womack's hands, and a big throw and catch, first down and 10 for Hartsfield, but it looks like they're going to back up 5 for an illegal procedure here. Pre-snap penalty, and this will be a 1st and 15.
And, of course, that penalty marker once again brought to you by all of our good friends back at home at Citizens National Bank. So 1st and 15 back at the 37 now with 1:29 remaining here in the second quarter, 21-0 Hartfield. Remember, Lamar gets the football to open up the third quarter. Don't want to sell Mr. Elliott short either, Ethan Elliott.
Again.
And that's going to be another procedure penalty brought to you by Citizens National Bank. So, Coach, tell you what, Coach Bowman, he's not going to like those back-to-back, 1st and 20.
Well, that's kind of, as we heard during, when we were on the field earlier, this is a team, that's been penalized a good bit in the early part of the year, and that's something that the coaching staff here at Hartsfield has been harping on their football team to get it fixed.
Back at the 32 of Hartfield now, 10 yards and penalties right there. Elliott's going to sling it across the field to Womack, and Womack is going to fumble the football. The football is fumbled, and then the Raiders recovered. I believe the Raiders did recover it. How about that? His second fumble recovery of the night. That is Nate Lee. He recovered up one earlier to open up the ball game, and now he gets his second fumble recovery. So now the Raiders with a golden opportunity here, 1st and 10 at the Hartfield 38-yard line with 1:06 remaining, Drew, here in the second quarter. Raiders have a chance to crack the scoreboard here before halftime.
You got to take advantage of that turnover right here. We got it at the Hartsfield 38-yard line, 1st and 10 with 1:06 left to go before halftime. Hartsfield leading our Raiders 21-0.
Well, if I'm Nate Lee, I keep that football. You just stripped a future SEC receiver right there. From the 38, Sully Reed in the shotgun formation, play action fake. He is looking down the field. Fastball down to Whitcomb. He's inside the 15. He's inside the 10, all the way down to the 5. 1st and goal. Raiders powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy. Best throw of the night by Sully Reed.
Well, it just zipped that one up the left seam. And once again, I like the fact that we took the shot down the middle of the field. It was open, and Whitcomb, a nice throw and catch, and 1st and goal at the Hartsfield 4.
Clock is ticking at 50 seconds. The muscle package will check in just inside the 5-yard line at the 4, and Brown got hit. Brown got annihilated on the play, and that is going to be a loss of about a yard on the play. Jacob Lamb will spend a timeout. I tell you what, Tyler Brown is usually on the opposite end of one of those things, but, man, he got tattooed.
Somebody might want to give him some Advil here pretty soon.
41 seconds, Drew, left here in the second quarter. Now, up on the scoreboard, they've got the Raiders with one timeout remaining.
Because we took a timeout early in the first quarter.
So it'll be second down and goal. They're going to mark it right at just outside of the 5-yard line. So the Raiders trying to cash in on a fumble recovery by Nate Lee off of, you guessed it, you probably didn't guess it, Womack fumbled the football.
Well, I mean, he just Mr. Womack right there after he caught the ball. He was trying to make
too many moves.
Yeah, too many moves.
Trying to put a highlight reel together.
Yeah, and the ball just slipped out of his hands, and Lamar, Johnny on the spot, jumped on the ball. And, man, a huge mistake there by Hartfield will give Lamar life here late in the first half if we're able to get this in the end zone.
All right, so the Raiders with one timeout remaining here in the second quarter. It is 21-0 Hartfield. The Raiders on that big throw and catch from Sully Reed to Jackson Whitcomb have put themselves in position. Drew, they're going back to the muscle package here.
Play action pass.
You got Trotter to the one side right there. And they will go play action pass, a little bootleg out to the far side. Get rid of it, Sully, and he's going to be sacked. You got to throw that ball away. He's going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line, and my goodness, you got to get rid of that football.
You just can't take it. You just can't take a sack there, guys. You just can't. God almighty.
And that's going to be a loss of, 15 yards.
Holy cow. Just a bad mistake there by Sully there, right there. You just cannot take a sack there. Throw the ball away and live to see third and goal at the 5.
And now Sully will release the football, or try to, and he is going to throw it down toward the end zone, nearly intercepted down inside the 5-yard line, and there's no time left on the clock. There is no time left on the clock. And the one thing that aggravates me about that whole situation, Drew, they had all these graphics up on the scoreboard, and Lamar could not even tell how much time was left on the clock because the game clock was covered up with all those darn graphics they play on the board out here.
Well, like I said, I think they're going to put some time. They're going to put some time left on the clock.
Well, they had all those graphics up on the scoreboard, and Lamar could not tell how much time was left on the game clock, and I think the officials are discussing that right now. And I'm just being honest with you. When you can't see your game clock, how are you supposed to manage your football team right here? So they are going to put some time back on the clock here. It'll be just minimal time, maybe 2, 3, 4 seconds at most. And they're going to give them one. They're going to give them one. Yeah. Maybe, time obviously for one little throw to the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said.
And Jacob Land is probably arguing the same thing I am. And I don't blame Jacob for being upset on that. That's a little bush, if you ask me, to have all that stuff on your game clock scoreboard that has the only time in the stadium, and you as a coach have no idea how much time is rolling because they got all them darn stand-up graphics going on the big video board.
And, folks, I believe we're at halftime.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yep, we're at halftime.
That's pitiful. That is pitiful game management right there. So that's going to take us to halftime, unfortunately, and Jacob Land is still irate. And that is going to bring us to the break here with Lamar trailing it 21-0. So we're going to take a halftime break. Let's take a couple of minutes here. We're actually going to probably take several breaks here during halftime because it is homecoming tonight here at Hartfield. And we'll return after a 2-minute break here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
Halftime report, which is being powered by Snowden and Company Real Estate and our friends over at Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock Furniture. Of course, that second quarter of Raider football was powered by All-Star Team Sports. And bear with me a second. I want to thank our sponsors tonight. Burns & Burns, Mattress Express, Will Sweat Alpha Insurance, David Neal's Express Pharmacy, Citizens National Bank, Teal Neal Animal Hospital. Of course, our two halftime show sponsors we just mentioned. Our good buddy Trey Cross over at Trey Cross Agency, along with Weidman's. Of course, we'll have the Weidman's player of the game coming up later on. Our friends over at East Mississippi Oral and Facial Surgery. I promise we will have another tailgate show at some point with our friends at East Mississippi Oral and Facial, and of course Van Zyverden and Insurance Advisory Group. And Drew, as we sit here at the halftime break, it'll be a little bit of a lengthy halftime here. Well, I wouldn't say too lengthy. They're kind of rolling through this homecoming thing pretty quick-like. But Raiders on the wrong side of the board here, 21-0 to Hartfield.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had a huge challenge on the road here tonight. As I said a couple times in the first half, forget the 1-4 overall start by Hartfield. Just decimated by injuries the first week of the season, couple weeks, and they got all their weapons back right here at district play just in the nick of time for them to face Lamar, and they look as good as advertised. As we heard during the preseason, they were. Their five-star wide receiver, Braylon Womack, is as good as advertised, as he caught a 54-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter. But, they've got a very talented running back, and Colin McIntyre, as he ran one in two touchdowns in the first quarter. The first run was a 54-yard touchdown run, and then the second was a 33-yard touchdown run. He had over 100 yards rushing just in the first quarter himself. This is a Hartsfield team, guys, that's getting ready to take off, and we knew it. We knew that they've had a brutal schedule the early part of the season, and they had some bad luck, some bad injuries. But again, we knew we had an uphill climb here tonight in Flowood, and we've had a couple of opportunities in the first half to make this thing interesting. We blew a golden opportunity late in the second quarter as we had a first and goal at the Hartsfield 4-yard line after we had gotten a second turnover. But we had a quarterback sack, and we had some poor clock management, and folks, we got a Hartsfield leads our Lamar Raiders 21-0. But like I said, when we have the opportunities in the second half, we've got to take advantage of them.
Yeah, that last sequence there by the Raiders, the way that whole thing transpired, that's going to be one of those moments, Drew, when you go back and look at film study and whatnot for Sully Reed, his first full season as being the full-time starter for the Raiders. You go back and look at moments like that. It's teachable moments for a young quarterback like Sully to realize time, situation, down and distance. I mean, all of those intangibles that he will build on down the road. And I know as broadcasters, I know we get frustrated by watching it unfold, but I know the game for a quarterback, I mean, I can only imagine that thing is going 120 miles per hour every snap. And I know Sully's trying to make a play there toward the end of the half there to try to get his team up on the scoreboard, because we also realize the situation. We get the football to open up the third quarter, so you want to get a spark going into the locker room. But that's a sack that just can't happen right there.
And the thing about it is, and I think I remember kind of why Coach Jacob Lynn was so upset was that after the quarterback sack right there, that late in the second quarter as the time went out, that Jacob was trying to call, because we had one.
We still had one.
We had one timeout and was trying to get the attention of the officials. They didn't see it, and the clock ran out.
Well, and the other thing that got me frustrated as a broadcaster is we could not see the time on the clock there toward the very end. I mean, we were looking for the time up on the game clock, and, of course, the only time that's on the game clock here at the stadium is on the video board, and it was covered up by a bunch of graphics. So I think that Jacob was probably pretty upset by that. We were. He should be. Sure. Because, I mean, when that's your only source of time on the field and you're looking at the board and you don't see it, that's a pretty big disadvantage right there.
Well, I mean, it's an opportunity where Lamar could have scored a touchdown right there and be trailing 21-7 at the half instead. And plus, we get the ball first to start the third quarter. Who's to say, but.
Well, I'm going to air my frustrations out here more. We're at a high school stadium. All that stuff at college ball, you've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5,000 video boards. You've got time here, you got time there, you got time all over the place. But when that's your one source of time, all those pump up, hype up graphics and all that, I may be old school, I may be old man, get off my porch guy. But when you're in that situation, you got to be able to see your clock. I'm sorry, that's just the bottom line. But bottom line is the sack was the real big bugaboo for the Raiders. So, but anyway, 21-0 here at the break as Lamar trailing on the road here tonight. And I think the real big key for me going into the second half, Drew, let's just keep everybody upright and healthy.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. And like I said, I mean, stranger things have happened. Yeah, we're down 3 scores, but, we're not out of this thing. We just got to the shots down the field are there. We just got to connect. And we got to execute, and we got to continue to get some stops defensively. And who knows? Stranger things have happened. So, but nonetheless, if you're just tuning in, Lamar trails Hartfield Hawks 21-0 here at halftime as they are celebrating their homecoming festivities here on the field right now, and we will have sort of an extended halftime report.
Absolutely. And we'll take a look at some college football here real quick. But, of course, next week, the Lamar Raiders will be on the road at Starkville Academy. That's going to be a huge ball game up there against the Volunteers next Friday night. Of course, 6:30 will be our broadcast time and 7 o'clock kickoff. Congratulations to Charles Huff and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. They are 4-2. They beat Georgia Southern last night in a thriller 38-35. But, man, what about the job? I knew Huff was going to do just fine down there. But, folks, what do we say every week? You got to support them. You got to pour the dollars in there if they're going to continue to be successful.
Well, they like I said, they had a huge road win last night against Georgia Southern, 38-35, and that puts them at an overall record of 4-2. And man, I don't think anybody saw this coming from Southern Miss this year.
He's definitely the Sun Belt Coach of the Year now.
I think so. It's
a great hire by Southern Miss. Let's look at the SEC schedule. You got Ole Miss hosting Washington State. Of course, Ole Miss 5-0, top 5 team in the country. Don't think they'll have any problems with Washington State. 11:45 early kick in Oxford.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that, like I said, Ole Miss, that game's close is Ole Miss forgets kickoff.
Yeah, that's about it. So Ole Miss looking pretty solid, but they do have some big games coming up on their schedule. They still got to go to Georgia and Oklahoma, so a big game still upcoming for the Rebels. So things change very quickly in a season, so we're getting there. Arkansas at Tennessee. Rocky Top will be rocking 3:15 tomorrow afternoon over on the SEC Network. Tennessee 4-1. Arkansas spiraling in the wrong direction at 2-3. Of course, Sam Pittman was shown the door a couple of weeks ago. I love Coach Pittman. He's a great guy. Tough situation for him. It was probably time. And now Bobby Petrino is the interim head coach. Would you have ever thought that he would circle back around and be the head ball coach at Arkansas?
Motorcycle man.
Just keep that seat empty, Coach. But anyway, I think it's going to be a long day for Arkansas tomorrow.
Well, like I said,
you never know.
Who knows? I mean, like I said, I see maybe Arkansas coming out motivated, in the first half, but I think it's just too much Tennessee and Knoxville, and I think Tennessee rolls in the second half.
Florida at Texas A&M. This is an interesting ball game. A&M, of course, looked a little in the first half against State last week. They finally got it together and showed why they are one of those teams this year. Florida fought for Billy Napier last week and got the big win against Texas at home, and now they go on the road to Kyle Field. That'll be another night game, tough place to play. This may be a little closer than a lot of folks think it might be.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the players of Florida, they're fighting for Sun Belt Billy, and they are, like I said, They give them credit. Last week they beat Texas up and down the field coming off their bye week. They look like a completely different Florida football team than what we had seen before that. But night game at A&M, man, they're gonna be swaying all night long in that stadium. And I like I said, I see Florida hanging around early, but maybe in the first quarter, but. A&M, they start that chanting and they start that swaying in the stands and all that, the traditional stuff that they do, and I think Marcel Reed, he's going to use his legs a good bit tomorrow night, and that's going to be the difference. I think A&M wins that game by about 2 touchdowns.
That is a stadium I've got on my bucket list to go to one
cool
day.
Stadium.
It is a very nice place. So this is one of my favorite games every year on the SEC schedule, the Deep South's oldest rivalry, Georgia and Auburn, and it'll be there on the Plains. The Fighting Matt Boones will take on the Georgia Bulldogs. 6:30 tomorrow night on the big ABC. Georgia a slight favorite on the road at Auburn. And this is a big game for Hugh Freeze.
I ain't no doubt about it. It's a game he's got to have. I do believe it's not too many times we talk about Georgia being a slight underdog, but nonetheless, that is the case tomorrow night at Auburn. And this is an Auburn team that has really, I know their record. They've lost a couple games this year, but they've been in every football game. They've actually, had a chance to win all those games. But nonetheless, Auburn's got to make the plays when it matters the most in the fourth quarter. They've got to do a better job executing in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be the case. It's going to be a game that's going to come down to the fourth quarter again tomorrow night, I believe. And something tells me that Auburn's going to find a way and get it done.
This is an interesting ball game. The early kickoff tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, Alabama goes on the road to Missouri. Now, we were talking about this game driving over today, and I told you this is a big trap game for Alabama. It's not because of who they're playing. It's just because we've talked about this for years on our broadcast. When you have that early 11 o'clock kickoff on the road, that's always a tricky place to be in. And I'll talk about the opponent as well. Missouri's no pushover.
No, heck no. They can move the ball up and down the field with the best of them. Coach Drinkwitz is a really good coach. And like I said, an early kickoff. Like I said, Alabama give an Alabama an early kickoff. I'm not so sure. You know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
And like I said, Alabama's been the toast of the town the last couple of weeks. It looks like after their opening loss of the season.
Oh, you mean they don't want to get rid of DeBoer now?
So yeah,
he's a good coach all of a sudden now, right?
He's a really good coach.
Okay, he's a great coach all of a sudden.
So, but nonetheless, Alabama, like I said, they've been the toast of the town, and I just wonder, would they be ready to go at 11 o'clock in the morning?
That's the one thing. When I saw this time announced, I was like, oh, boy, those 11 games on the road are scary, especially in a place like Columbia. That's an interesting little stadium, and they're going to be loud.
But I will say this: Ty Simpson has shown that he has really turned the corner. He has been excellent at quarterback.
If he keeps this trend going,
possible Heisman.
He's going to be in New York, no doubt about it. So LSU is going to be Death Valley tomorrow night. South Carolina comes calling 6:45.
Well, I mean, for LSU, I mean, they're coming off their bye week when they needed a bye week in the worst of ways. Their offense flat out stinks right now. Garrett Nussmeier, we don't know if he's still healthy. If is he hurt, we don't know for LSU standpoint. But nonetheless, the last time I saw LSU was 2 weeks ago in Oxford, and they were, needless to say, it was I needed to vomit after what I saw on that Saturday. But nonetheless, I understand LSU's has gotten several guys back. I think our running back Caden Durham's going to be back. Like I said, I understand we've really worked on our passing game during the bye week, and hopefully we complete a couple passes down the field. Who knows?
And got to keep Sellers contained too, because he's always dangerous.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
He's going to be a handful.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple other games. One game in progress right now: 24 South Florida and North Texas. Wow, what a Friday night game! Tied at 21 at the half. A couple of Big Ten games for you, Drew. Just to toss them out there. Number 1 Ohio State at number 17 Illinois. That's an early kickoff tomorrow morning on Fox at 11. And then, of course, the 2:30 game over on CBS is number 7 Indiana at number 3 Oregon. So give the Big Ten a little love.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State on an upset alert. This is a really good Illinois football team, And Ohio State, they better be ready to go, or they will get beat tomorrow.
Do have a score update, too. Top of the fifth inning, Mariners 1, Tigers nothing. In that deciding Game 5 of the ALDS, whoever wins that goes on to face the Toronto Blue Jays. Of course, Cubs and Brewers will play Game 5 of their series tomorrow night to see who takes on the Dodgers. So there's a pretty extensive dive into everything going on. And you know what? I never thought we'd be sitting here on this brisk October night talking about a win by the New Orleans Saints last week.
Yeah.
How about that? It's a miracle. They're not the worst team in the NFL. So they got a big win over the Giants, forced 5 turnovers, and Kool-Aid McKinstry can play a little cornerback from time to time.
Yeah,
so.
they got some young guys that, like I said, that can play. And like I said, we don't have to put on the brown bags over our heads just yet.
Well, they're going to face a tough one. The Patriots are coming to town. Drake May looked pretty darn good against Buffalo last week.
I think New England, they're New England's on the way back.
They're coming.
Yeah, Vrabel is a really, really good NFL head coach.
And, Drew, I'll toss out one more NFL game before we go to our commercial break here as we're at halftime of homecoming here tonight at Hartfield. Hartfield leading Lamar 21-0. Detroit and Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Of course, this is a rematch from that opener a couple of years ago where Detroit went into KC on their Super Bowl celebration night, and they beat KC on the road. And this will be back in Kansas City again, Lions and Chiefs.
Yeah, like I said, that's going to be a heck of a ball game. I like Coach Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. I really like watching them play. They're a fun team to watch, and I like Detroit.
Absolutely. Campbell, probably one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. He just don't give a darn, if you know what I mean. So, well, folks, that's going to wrap up our halftime show. They just crowned the homecoming queen here at Hartfield. They went through that pretty quick. I kind of like that. So, we're going to take let's take 3 minutes. Let's take 3 minutes. Let's hear from a lot of these local sponsors on our broadcast. When we return, we'll have kickoff of the second half. Raiders will have the football to open up the second half, but trailing it by 3 scores. 21-0. That'll wrap up your halftime show, brought to you by our friends at Snowden Company Real Estate and the Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock. Back in 3 minutes here on 97 OK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
All right, welcome back inside the broadcast booth here from Community Bank Field here in Flowood on the campus of Hartfield Academy. Great night for high school football under those Friday night lights as Hartfield Academy leads the Lamar Raiders 21-0 here at the break as both teams out for a 3-minute warm-up here before we get into second half activity. Lamar will be receiving the football here this evening to begin the third quarter. But, you know, Drew, as we start to kind of peel back this game a little bit, the one category that the Raiders are doing very well in is turnover margin.
Yeah.
+2 in the turnover category, but the problem is the Raiders have been unable to capitalize on either one of those turnovers, both fumble recoveries by Nate Lee. He recovered both fumble recoveries for the Raiders, one on the opening drive, and then, of course, that one fumble that came toward the tail end of the second quarter didn't produce any points, but the one that hurt was the second one. That's the one that really hurt.
Yeah, because we had an opportunity late in the second quarter to score a touchdown. You know, we had the first and goal situation at the Hartfield 4 under a minute left, and unable to punch one in the end zone right there. And but you know, guys, I'm sitting here thinking, you remember a couple weeks ago I know it's a different night, different team, but a couple weekends ago when we played Simpson, we were up 21-0 at the half.
Yeah.
And Simpson came back and made that a lot closer game than it should have been. Could we return kind of the same situation?
Put a scare in them.
I mean, because for Lamar, I mean, like I said, you came in tonight, obviously on the road, heavy underdog, knowing that Hartsfield had all their weapons back, and here in the second half, man, you got nothing to lose, man. Let it rip, man. Make this thing interesting in the second half, and let's see what happens, because the shots down the field are there. They're there.
Absolutely.
And we just got to execute better.
All right, that's going to wrap up your halftime show powered by Snowden Company Real Estate and the Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock. And this third quarter of Lamar Raider football powered by Jason and his awesome staff down at All-Star Team Sports in Meridian. Of course, if you need something customized with the Lamar Raider logo on it for next Friday's game against Starkville, I'm pretty sure they can make you up something real nice at All-Star Team Sports near downtown Meridian. All right, McMinn will be kicking it away here, Drew. Really quickly, keys for Lamar here.
As I just said, let it rip here in the second half. Let's see if we get back in this ball game.
Trotter's going to return it from near the 1-yard line, and he is going to be tackled by his shoestrings right at about the 20-yard line. Pretty good kick coverage down there by Hartfield. So here comes Sully in the offense, 1st and 10 from the Lamar 20-yard line, moving right to left.
Well, with Lamar, you're down 3 scores. You're pretty much the running game is very limited at best, and if we're going to get back in the ball game, we're going to have to hit some big explosive plays down the field, and we saw it in the first half. I mean, they're there. We just got to execute better down the field.
All right, from the 20-yard line, from the far hash mark, moving right to left, are the Raiders trailing 21-0 as the third quarter is officially open here in Hartfield. Sully stepping up in the pocket. Fastball a little too high there to Whitcomb. He had his hands on it up at around the 23, but just couldn't haul it in. Not sure how much he would have got out of that. No. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, I mean, like I said, defensively, Hartsfield dropped a lot of men back, and it was nobody open for Sully to throw that ball to.
From the 20-yard line in Raiderville, from the far hash mark once again for Sully and the troops. Trips to the near side, one to the far side. You've got Trotter in the slot, joined by Mims and Oates, and Whitcomb out to the far side. And in the running back area, you got a new tailback. That is Joe Morrow. Joe Morrow gets the handoff, and Morrow, I tell you what, he had a huge night last night for the junior high team. Over 200 yards rushing, Drew, and 200 return yards last night in that 37-30 loss to Hartfield in junior high.
I like it. I put Joe Morrow back there and give him the football. This is pretty much the future for Lamar offensively. This is a young man that for the next couple of years, guys, y'all going to love watching this young man.
I tell you what, if you want to say the attack of the Morrows, this is the guy always on the attack right here. 3rd down and 6, Morrow in the backfield with Sully Reed. And I'm going to tell you one thing about Joe Morrow. He's always got a smile on his face. He's just a joy to be around.
You don't know if he's having a good day or a bad day. You always see a smile on his face.
Absolutely.
Never have a bad day in his life.
Play action fake. Sully's going to step up, and Sully's running for his life right here. He's just going to take off and get what he can. He's actually going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss on the sack back here at the 22-yard line. Basically a coverage sack right there, Drew, and it'll be a 3-and-out.
Yep, nice coverage in the Hartsfield secondary. There was nobody open, and plus they brought a blitz off the right side right there, and Sully, there's really not much he could do right there.
All right, so Briggs Calvert, who's been a busy customer. I tell you what, Briggs has had a nice night punting the football, I think, for Lamar. He had a 50-plus yarder.
He's had an excellent night punting the ball.
He'll be standing back at the 7-yard line. You got Womack and company all the way at the other 40 waiting on the kick here from Briggs. Good clean snap to him. He's got all the time to kick it. It's an end-over-end kick that will take a Lamar bounce, and it should be returnable here for Womack. Womack at the 35 reverses field up to the 40, and here he goes across the 50, and he is finally going to be tackled. Good open field tackle right there. And that is, I believe, that was 59 right there. And that's going to be Hayes Lancaster coming in to make the special teams play. And but still good field position coming up for Hartfield. 1st and 10 at the Lamar 46-yard line.
Yeah, nice punt return right there by Hartsfield. And it looked like that it appeared for a minute that they had a wall set up on the Lamar side of the field. But we were able to get him down. But they'll start this offensive possession at the Lamar 46-yard line.
Moving left to right are the Hawks now with that 3-score lead, and here he comes again. That's McIntyre on the carry, and we're just trying to grab him by the shirt tail, do anything you can do to get him down. We will finally get him down just shy of the 35-yard line. That'll be right at a 10-yard gain and move the chains for Hartfield.
Yeah, this is a young man, guys, Colin McIntyre, and folks. I mean, he is a heck of a football player. I mean, he's a 5'7", 175-pound junior, and folks, I think that 175-pound, that's pretty. When did they measure that? I mean,
you know who he reminds me of? I'll tell you who he reminds me of here in just a second. This will be a blast from the past. Here's a first down carry here. Got a new back in the backfield here, and he's going to get it inside the 30. And Brown will finally bring him down to the 25-yard line. That was K.D. Catchings on the carry there, close to 9.5, 10 yards. He reminds me of back in our Meridian High days, Cordrell Martin. You remember him? Little bowling ball who just had no fear and ran it right at you. We always say run, Q, run.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, because he's close to, Mr. Colin McIntyre, he's close to 200 pounds.
I just thought of old Cordrell Martin. Of course, Meridian High. Wish them the best tonight. They're playing homecoming back in Meridian tonight. Here's Catchings, and he's going to cruise into the end zone for a Hartfield touchdown. That's going to be a score of some 26 yards. And just like that, Hartfield punches Lamar right back in the mouth again to open up this third quarter with 8:59 to go. It's now a 4-score game, 27-0 with the PAT upcoming.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. That, like I said, that was pretty easy. Just Hartsfield's first offensive possession of the third quarter, and that might have been the knockout blow. With Lamar now trailing 27-0.
Here's McMinn, who's been perfect on PATs tonight, out of the hold here of the quarterback Ethan Elliott. And waiting on the snap back here. It's good and clean. The hold is good. The kick is great. And it is perfect. And with 8:59 to go here in the third quarter, your new score on the Will Sweat Alpha Insurance scoreboard, it is Hartfield 28, Lamar nothing. Back in 1 minute. 1 minute on the broadcast here on 97 OKK. All right, folks, with 8:58 to go here in the third quarter, Hartfield Academy just scored on a 26-yard carry there by Catchings. and the Raiders will start at their own 20-yard line after a touchback that just went into the end zone by a yard.
Yeah, just an offensive possession there by Hartfield that just looked easy. I mean, we didn't really. I don't know if we had the wrong defensive scheme, but it was just way too easy.
Joe Morrow in the backfield, and Joe's going to touch it here on first down, and he didn't get much there. He might have got a yard at most. Like we said, Joe played junior high ball last night. I don't know how many touches he had, but it was well over 20 for 200-plus yards and drew 200 kick return yards. He had 2 kick returns for touchdown last night.
I just don't know how Joe does it.
It's unreal.
I have no idea, but, man, that like I said, this is a young man. Folks, I'm going to tell you, man, get used to seeing Joe Morrow for Lamar because he is fun to watch.
Here's the 2nd down and 9 play. I picked on Trip Morrow. He was at the game last night. I said, I think he's a little faster than you. He said, I don't know. I could beat him in a foot race. I said, well, let's go down there and prove it. And he was like, nah. Here's Joe again, and Morrow's going to carry it up to near the 23-yard line. The one thing I like about Morrow, it'll be 3rd down upcoming here, Drew, 3rd and 7. Kid's got no fear.
No.
He sticks his nose right in there. He runs north and south. It doesn't bother him. He's not bigger than everybody. He just gets in there and plays football.
I mean, he's about $160, 65,
yeah,
and he doesn't care.
He does not give a rip. 3rd down and 7 here for Sully in the offense. Line of scrimmage at the 23 in Raiderville here. 2 receivers to each side. Morrow is your tailback here. You got Mims and Trotter to the near side. Oates and Whitcomb out to the far side. Raiders need to convert right here. 3rd and 7 from the 23. Snap is clean. Play action fake. Pockets collapsing on Sully here, and he's going to be wrapped up for a sack. And he's going to be dropped back inside the 20-yard line. I tell you what, Sully, we just got to keep him healthy and get him back to the house tonight.
Ain't no doubt about it, and that's what I was going to
as he comes out a little bit slow after taking that shot.
I mean, like I said, after this offensive possession,
Cade Val, I'd love to see you play here tonight.
It may be getting to that time where you start putting some baseball hats on some folks' noggins.
Because, folks, let's just look at it truthfully here. Next week and thereafter are the big ball games.
Yes.
We knew this was going to be a tough chore here tonight. Now we got penalty flags down on the punt, and I think Hartfield had a very late substitution here.
Yeah, they had an illegal substitution right here, and like I said, this will go against Hartfield here.
All right, as they clean the penalty up here, we'll get the indication here. That will be the call on Hartfield, and that marker is going to be brought to you by Citizens National Bank. And, Drew, I'm going to be honest with the officials. They've tried to keep the flags in the pocket tonight. Yeah. I mean, they've called the obvious stuff tonight. I remember the pass interference calls were pretty obvious. One of the holds was pretty obvious. I mean, they have called everything letter to the law here tonight.
I was going to say they have not. I mean, they've kept the bull stuff, at a minimum here tonight.
All right, Calvert will be in to punt it here on 4th and 6. It's going to be an end-over-end kick. They're going to kick it away from Womack this time, and Raiders will touch it down at about the Hartfield 42-yard line. With 6:32 to go in the 3rd quarter, Hartfield 28, Lamar nothing, as we play over here in Flowood tonight at Community Bank Field here on Hartfield's homecoming night.
Yep, and like I said, for Lamar defensively now, like I said, I mean, you want to, obviously you're down 28-0, but you want to finish the game strong.
Yeah.
You want.
I will say this much, and I'm going to put Hartfield in that same class as Prep because you talk about the core 4 over here in Jackson, MRA, JA, Prep, and Hartfield. We played a better ball game than we did against Prep because Prep was like a tsunami in that first quarter.
We just kept making mistake after mistake, and before you know it, the game was over.
Elliott is going to take off here on a quarterback keeper. He's got all kind of room to run inside the 25, and he's gone on a quarterback keeper touchdown. That is going to be, 55, 56, 58 yards on the score here. And now with an extra point upcoming, we will now have a clock game here at Flowood. because obviously MAIS rules state once you get into that 35-point window, the clock will run regardless.
And now you officially you start putting in some subs if you're Lamar.
I tell you what, Elliot, that was a good read. You know, Calvert was coming on a blitz down here on the near side, and he stepped up and he had all kind of green.
Yeah, I mean it was a busted coverage defensively. I mean it was almost like we didn't even know who had the ball right there. But
McMahon in to kick the extra point, Drew, and it is up and it's perfect. So with 6:15 to go, we are now in a clock game here at Hartfield. They should be rolling this clock any moment, and they will. And we'll go ahead and take another minute break here on the broadcast. Lamar trailing it now 35-0. Clock game has started here on 97 OKK. After a touchback, the Raiders will start once again at the 20-yard line. I tell you what, the kicker, Hayden McMahon, he's been pretty solid here tonight. I know we don't talk about special teams that much, but McMahon's pretty solid in his own right.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to ice his foot here tonight. But nonetheless, Lamar finds themselves trailing now 35-0, and it's getting bad to worse here in the second half for our Lamar Raiders.
Joe Morrow will carry it up to near the might give him 4 maybe on that. Yeah, he got up to near the 24-yard line, so second down and 6. Well, you talk about a sore young man. Joe playing here tonight after playing last night.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. I don't know how he does it. I mean, he touched the ball about 25, 30 times last night.
Well, Drew, what was so funny about it last night, he came out for a breather, and we had the windows open to the press box. There was a fan over in the Hartfield section. Here comes number 2 again. So they knew who he was, but he's wearing number 20 here tonight. And Morrow is going to get into the next level across the 30 up to the 35-yard line. The attack of the Morrows gets a first down for the Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
And man, this is, like I said, these snaps, they're huge for this young man.
It is. Confidence just continues to build.
And like I said, because he is going to be, like I said, can you imagine a couple years once he gets into the weight room
and look at it now, Drew, with a thin running back room. This is big now with the junior high season in the rear view now.
No doubt.
You know, you got 2 running backs hurt right now. And Morrow's going to get some more positive yards, this time up to the 39. That's going to be a gain of 3 there. But, yeah, with Ashton Jones still on the shelf for another week or 2 maybe, not sure if Kari Towner's going to play next week or not. This is a big moment for a freshman right here.
Absolutely. I mean, this is these are not only valuable snaps, but he's providing true depth at the running back position.
All right, so second down. Actually, only gave him about 2 on that last play. So second down and 8 from the 38 for Lamar. Morrow's still in at tailback. He may touch it again right here. Nope, they're going to throw it this time on a play-action fake. It is caught by Trotter. He jukes and jives and gets it across the 45 to about the 46. That'll be another first down. Lamar, first down Raiders, powered by David Neal's Express Pharmacy.
Yeah, a little short pass right across the middle right there. Jalen Trotter, a gain of about 7-8 yards right there. Move the sticks for Lamar. Ball spotted at about the 47-yard line.
All right, so from that point with a running clock here at the stadium as we approach 2 minutes with that running clock, 35-0 Hartfield. And here's the handoff to Joe Morrow. And there he goes again. Joe Morrow's off to the races. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Oh, they pushed him out of bounds all the way down to to about the 5-yard line. The attack of Joe Morrow here at Community Bank Field. The ninth grader, the freshman Joe Morrow, had 400-plus yards all-purpose last night against the Hartfield JV, and now he breaks a huge run down to near the 5.
Well, he was able to break a big, off the right side, break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and after he did, he was off to the races.
How does he do it?
And man, like I said, Lamar's got a 1st and goal at the Hartfield 6-yard line.
Give it to him again. Pay him off. They're at the 5-yard line on 1st and goal, and Morrow is he's not going to get much that time. He might have got down to about the 3, so a gain of a couple there as we approach a minute to play here in the third quarter. Hey, erase the 0. Try to erase the 0.
Well, like I said, you got 4 plays to get 5 yards, so why not? We're like I said, if you're just tuning in, we're inside a minute here of the third quarter. Hartsfield is leading our Lamar Raiders 35-0.
Yep, we got a clock game going, so clock is rolling here under 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. And here's Joe Morrow again, and Joe is down to about the 1.5, and that's about as far as he's going to get. And it'll be third down upcoming. I think everybody from here to Meridian knows who's going to touch it on third down.
Well, like I said, Mr. Morrow's gotten you down this far. You might as well keep giving it to him 2 more times and see if he can punch it in the end zone. He's got about 3rd down and goal at the Hartsfield 4-yard line.
And Jacob Land is pointing up toward the scoreboard because you can't see the time again because they got another one of them graphics up again. Now the time comes back up at 12 seconds. That's unreal. 8 seconds. How about this? Morrow blocking for Morrow. You've got Luke Morrow at the H-back, and little brother is at tailback, and they're going to run the play. And, let's just say that
it didn't work.
So that'll be the last play of the third quarter right there. The time has expired, but we'll have a 4th down play upcoming. It is all Hartfield here tonight, 35-0. We'll have the start of the 4th quarter after a 1-minute break here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none.
All right, welcome back to our broadcast here as we go to the 4th quarter. It is 35-0 Hartfield Academy, and it will be a 4th down and goal to go here for the Raiders just inside the 5-yard line. Regardless if the Raiders get it in the end zone, I love this moment. Big brother blocking for little brother right here. Luke Morrow blocking for his younger brother, Joe Morrow. This is special.
This is awesome.
No matter what happens here, I love this moment. Sully takes the snap. Luke blocks for him. And he's in! Touchdown, Lamar! Touchdown, Raiders! The true attack of the Morrows. Luke blocks for little brother Joe, and the Raiders are going to erase the shutout here tonight at Community Bank Field on homecoming night as it is now 35-6. That's without a doubt one of my favorite moments of 2025 right there.
That was awesome.
That was fantastic. Love that. That's special.
Yeah, right there. Joe Morrow takes it off tackle on the right side, a gain of about 4 yards, erases the 0 on the Lamar column, and Lamar a PAT away, making this a 35-7 game.
Foul in to hold the extra point here for Cross now. This is young Logan Cross in to attempt the PAT. It is up, and it is good. So no shutout here tonight at Hartfield, as Hartfield will now lead at 35-7. But, Drew, that's awfully special. We've went on the play call for all of the Morrow kids. Tripp had an amazing career at Lamar. Luke has had an amazing career. Joe's career is just getting underway, but there's been a lot of special moments over our time broadcasting these games, but that is in my top 5 right there.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. That was a great moment to see for Lamar on a night that's not had a lot of great moments, but nonetheless, Lamar erases the egg by their name on the scoreboard, and Lamar Hartfield leads our Lamar Raiders now 35-7. It is a running clock here until the end of this ball game. Hartsfield leading 35-7. Robbie, we knew tonight was going to be a tough challenge and everything. And like I said, I like that our guys, they're still out there competing. They've got a lot of pride within themselves, and just too many skilled athletes on one team more than the other team's got.
I will tell you one thing about these Morrow kids. They're all just solid young men. I mean, we've been around Tripp, all of his, playing career at Lamar. Luke has been an unbelievable linebacker here. And, of course, Joe's something special, too. And that was just a cool moment, as that's a hurdle job there on the kickoff return there by Hartfield Academy, as hopefully they're going to put some of their young men in. That was a nice return there by Hicks there. One of their senior DBs, as he returned it up to near midfield.
Well, like I said, it appears that Hartsfield has got a few different guys out there, I believe. And
I'm not going to go over all of them because it's too many to mention. But there is a new quarterback. You do have Preston Doolittle. He is a 10th grader. Wow, 5'10". He's listed 5'10", 139 pounds soaking wet. So Doolittle will get an opportunity here. So I tell you what, I know we talked a lot about Braylon Womack. Of course, he had his big night making big plays. But I'm going to tell you what, Ethan Elliott is a silent assassin in his own right.
You head gun right he is.
Doolittle in the shotgun, and they're going to hand it off to a new back here, and he's just as good as the other back right there. And that time it is going to be number 4. Boy, you got to love that name, King Gibbs. He's a 5'10 junior, as Gibbs is going to get it down there for about a 9-yard gain to the Lamar 41.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in the third quarter K.D. Catchings score easily on a big run, and right there, number 4, King Gibbs. And, I mean, they're pretty good at the running back position.
I think they're pretty deep there, I think. So.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Second down and 1. Game well in hand here with a running clock at 8:20 remaining in the ball game. 35-7 Hawks of Hartfield. Here's Gibbs again, and he is going to run inside the 30, still on his feet. He'll finally be tackled down near the 25-yard line. And I know a lot of folks at home are like, man, this game's well in hand. Why are they doing this? But bottom line is these are guys that don't see minutes.
No.
And, hey, if you're not going to stop them, that's just the part. That's part of it.
Look, man, I mean, see, the difference with Hartsfield, their offensive and defensive lines compared to some of the others that we've seen this year, Robbie, is that these guys are athletic.
Absolutely.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, and that's the big difference here. These guys move well. They move laterally well. They're good blockers. I mean, they check a lot of good boxes. And we're going to have penalty markers down. It will be a false start on Hartfield Academy. Some of their young guys out there now on the offensive line, and that penalty marker brought to you by Citizens National Bank.
I mean, it is, like I said, I mean, just looking at these big hog mollies at the line of scrimmage that Hartsfield has, I mean, it's just they don't rebuild, they just reload.
Absolutely. 1st and 15 after the penalty mark-off. Clock, of course, is not stopping. We're approaching 7 minutes to go in the ball game. 35-7 Hartfield, well on their way to a homecoming victory. Here's Doolittle on the quarterback keeper. Got another penalty flag in. Nice open field tackle there by one of the young Raiders. That is Maddox Mims coming in there to make the open field tackle. But we've got Laundry down, and this may be a hold out on the edge.
I don't know what was more impressive, the tackle or the official that threw the flag.
That was a long flag, and it will be a hold on the Hawks. Brought to you by Citizens National Bank. Yeah, the umpire chunked that thing about 20 yards upfield.
I mean, that was that's pretty. That was a good. I mean,
yeah,
that was a pretty good toss.
So they'll march it back on the holding call there. Big thanks once again to our friends back at home at all the branches of Citizens National Bank, sponsor of our penalty flags this year on the broadcast. Some nights there's a lot of flags, and some nights there's not. We had a lot of them last week at Mize to choose from.
Oh, yeah.
First down and back to the vehicle here. line of scrimmage back at the Lamar 40. You got to get down to the 16 for the first down. Another new tailback in the ball game. That is 38 on the carry right there. And that is going to be Tyson Bryant. That is Bryant. He's a 10th grader at 5'7", 142, and he'll gain some minimal yardage down inside the 35.
Yeah, and that young man, he's got some pretty good speed.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, folks, they're coming. They are coming. They've got everything back in line here. They got their key players back. I don't think anybody wants to see them on the back half of this schedule. And remember, Drew, this is their district opener. They still have to play Starkville, Heritage, and East Rankin. So here's a warning for those three teams.
Yeah, I mean,
they're back.
Yeah, I mean, if they stay healthy, this football team, Hartfield, they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. They just got to stay healthy.
Doolittle's going to run it down the field on the keeper, and he is eluding tacklers left and right. We got to tackle a little bit better right there. As the final tackle will be made there by James Ross down near the 15-yard line. But, Drew, we tried to get him high just about on every tackle attempt.
Yeah, I mean, that was very poor tackling by Lamar Raiders right there in the open field, and you called it. You got to get that young man low.
All right, so that will be a first down carry for Doolittle. I tell you what, this young man's got some wheels on him now. I know we've talked a lot about Ethan Elliott, but Doolittle's a pretty good little athlete too.
You got to get him around the ankles and wrap up. You got to get him low.
As I heard Jonathan Renault, one of the assistant coaches for the Raiders last night at junior high, he was screaming to the high heavens, tackle low. He was screaming at our players last night. So good to see him during the pregame here tonight as well. Glad to know everything is going well for the Renaults. Here's the toss down into the end zone. It'll be a pass and a catch for a touchdown as Doolittle is going to connect on a passing touchdown to A.J. Rushing, a junior on this roster. And I think we had a penalty marker down.
Yep, we got looks like where they threw it, it's going to be a holding on Hartfield.
Holding on to the Hawks right there. So that'll be another penalty marker brought to you by Citizens National Bank. But like young linemen, they got a lot of young fellas in there. Coach Bowman emptying the bench here and getting some of the young bucks out there to play, and got a little bit too much of the jersey to erase the touchdown.
Yeah, and really nice throw there.
Yeah.
I mean, just lobbed it right there. They beat us off the line of scrimmage, and a nice throw and catch, but it was erased by a holding penalty on the offensive line.
So that'll mark the football back here to the 25 on 1st and 20 now for Hartfield. With the running clock, we're at 3:20 and counting here in the fourth quarter, 35-7, Hawks leading Lamar. Here's the handoff, and it's going to be a run out there to the far side. Nice tackle over there. Was that Mims again? As they come out of the pile there, I think that might have been Maddox Mims again. He's going to come off a little shaken up on the play right there, but Mims with two great tackles on this drive.
Yeah, and where did he get him?
Low.
That's right. He got him low and got him to the ground.
Harala's going to check in now on the defensive side of the football. A lot of these ninth graders we saw in the junior high field last night getting quality snaps here toward the end of the football game.
That's huge. These are valuable snaps by these young men from Lamar.
All right, so after no gain on the play, it'll be second down. Actually, check that. It was a 5-yard gain down to the 20. And here's the handoff down here to the near side. And this may be a tough assignment to get the tackle here, and it will be tough because he's going to go into the end zone for a rushing touchdown. And I believe that was Bryant right there, Tyson Bryant. No penalty flags down. And that'll be a touchdown gallop of around 15 yards. And Hartfield's going to punch another one into the end zone here with 2 minutes remaining and a running clock, 41-7.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Bryant, he just simply outran our defense right there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just another future running back for Hartsfield that's going to be excellent.
All right, so the guy who's been perfect tonight, Hayden McMinn, looking to stay that way. And McMinn, a senior kicker at 5'11", 181, got a solid leg. Snapback is perfect. The kick is on the way, and he will end his night absolutely perfect. So with 1:40 on the running clock here, 42-7, and more than likely this will be our final score here tonight. Probably kick the ball off, and Lamar may be able to run one more play before we head back to the vehicle here just a little past 9 o'clock.
Well, I mean, like I said, Lamar, they dug themselves a nice little hole here in the first half, trailed 21-0 at the half, and just too much Hartfield. They came, in the third quarter, Hartfield came out like a house on fire, put their foot on our throats, And that's what good teams are supposed to do.
That's right.
And they came out and did what, and they gave Lamar no hope in the third quarter that they thought maybe they could come back and win this game.
I will say one thing. We talk about the core four, Hartfield, MRA, JA, and Prep. Of course, Lamar faced Prep earlier this season. Lamar came out and played this bunch better than they did Prep.
No
because
doubt.
the Prep game, it was like a first quarter tsunami where you're down by 4 scores. But here tonight, Lamar held their water much better and, eluded the shutout, which is great with the attack of the Morrows on the touchdown. But I thought, Drew, they checked better boxes competing here tonight.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
It's just a tough assignment here against a good quality football team. And that kick is going to go into the end zone with 22 seconds, and I don't think the Raiders will be able to run another play. And that should be the final score here tonight with the running clock here. And I don't think the Raiders will even snap the football here. That should do it here tonight, as Hartfield is going to win their homecoming football game here against the Lamar Raiders 42-7. The Raiders are trying to rush out there to get a snap off, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And they won't, and the time will run out as Lamar's winning streak will go by the boards as they will fall to Hartfield tonight 42-7. So the Raiders will now drop to 6-2 overall, 1-1 inside the district, while Hartfield improves to 2-4 and 1-0 in district play. We'll take a timeout here on the broadcast and pay off the rest of our sponsors, and we'll have a brief post-game show and get you set for next week's ball game against Starkville Academy. Final score, Hartfield 42, Lamar 7. Back after this here on 97 OKK.
Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC. We provide service to businesses throughout the community from a wide range of industries. At Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC, we offer an easy, affordable option to keep your business's facility clean. We're a locally owned and operated commercial cleaning service, providing complete cleaning services on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. Plus, Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services can cater services to suit your needs and budget. We pay special attention to details to keep your business looking great. Our professional team will create a healthier environment for your office with our special vacuums that have 4-level filtration to give you incredibly clean and healthy indoor air quality. Our backpack vacuums capture up to 99% of pollen, viruses, dust mite, chemical residue, and bacteria. Leaves less dust in your working environment to collect on furniture and equipment. Also, this helps reduce the risk of respiratory infections. We offer free estimates, competitive pricing, and standards that are second to none. Let Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC go to work for you. Call William McNeil or Christine McNeil at 601-938-5595. Get a fresh start to the day. Call Big Guns Professional Cleaning Services, LLC.
All right, welcome back upstairs here for our post-game show here on OKK as Lamar falls here to Hartfield Academy 42-7. The Raiders drop to 6-2 overall and 1-1 inside of district play, while Hartfield Academy improves to 2-4, and they are now 1-0 inside of district play as they win their homecoming football game here tonight, Drew. And 21-0 at the break, and Hartfield just kind of put this one to bed halfway through the third quarter.
Well, Rob, there's really not much else I can say that hadn't already been said. I mean, this was just, we knew coming in tonight this was going to be a very difficult challenge by our Lamar Raiders, just from the simple of the X's and O's and the Jimmys and Joes that Hartsfield has over us here tonight. This is a Hartsfield football team that got all their key guys back tonight for district play. And when they're healthy, they show that they're one of the better teams in the state, and they showed it here tonight. For Lamar, like I said, forget this game, got away from us. But like I said, the bigger games on our schedules in front of us, and let's get ready to go.
All right, it's time to name our Weidman's Player of the Game, and it's always hard to choose just one player of the game. So I'm going to do things a little different here tonight. I'm going to go 2 routes here. One, I've got to recognize Nate Lee. He had 2 fumble recoveries here tonight. That was 2 big plays there for Nate tonight, so we've got to recognize him. If you're going to have one Morrow, dadgummit, you got to have them both.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just going to say Nate Lee and the attack of the Morrows are your players of the game here tonight. Of course, what we mentioned there with the Morrows was Luke Morrow blocking for Joe Morrow on the lone touchdown of the night. Joe Morrow, after last night's junior high performance of over 400 yards of all-purpose, and then he gets another touchdown here tonight in the varsity game. I just have to give it to the Morrows here tonight on top of Nate Lee. Those are your Weidman's players of the game tonight. Of course, go by and see Charles and the staff this weekend. Boy, it'd be a great weekend to go down and get you a good meal before all this great college football that's going to be on the tube. But, Charles, appreciate you and the staff down at Weidman's. Save me a slice of black bottom pie, please. So, but, Drew, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors before we slip on out the back door here. Bernie and the staff at Burns & Burns, Mattress Express, Will Sweat Alpha Insurance, David Neal's Express Pharmacy, Citizens National Bank, Till Neal Animal Hospital, of course, brought you that touchdown earlier tonight. Snowden & Company Real Estate, Madison Road Gallery by Woodstock, Trey Cross Agency, Weidman's, East Mississippi Oral and Facial, All-Star Team Sports, Van Zyverden, and Insurance Advisory Group. And, Drew, next week we'll be on the road again to wrap up this three-game road stretch. We'll be up at Starkville Academy. And, Drew, you know as well as I do, those have been some wars over the years with Starkville.
No question about it. Starkville and Lamar, that is a hard-hitting contest, and it always comes down to the fourth quarter, and I don't see next Friday night being any different.
Absolutely. So we'll be up there in Otebaha County next Friday night, 6:30 for a pregame with Coach Jacob Land and kickoff at 7 o'clock. So, folks, that's our story tonight. Lamar falls to Hartfield Academy 42-7. Folks, have a great rest of your Friday night. Be safe on the highways and byways this weekend, whatever college football game you're going to enjoy. And most importantly, on Sunday, choose the church of your choice and love on each other every single day. That'll wrap it up here tonight. We'll talk to you next Friday night